MCG, Collingwood and Geelong.
Thanks, Peter. Well, Geelong won the VSFL game here by 11 points. The final score, Geelong 15-18-108, defeated Collingwood 13-19-97, and no changes expected to either 21 as all the emergencies were playing in the VSFL sides.
And Tommy's going for Collingwood, and you're going for?
Collingwood also.
Okay, 2 for Collingwood. Now, back in the middle, Bobby, give us those stats in a moment. And Rose gets the tap down. Let's see who's going to emerge with the ball. Through the pack, Creswell is there, but he's tackled. The ball's still in the middle, picked up by Harvey again. Kicks the ball up towards half forward. It's marked by O'Brien. A charged up St Kilda team at the moment. The lead from Lockett is by himself, and he's marked beneath the big scoreboard. And he loves playing against the Swans, doesn't he, Bobby?
He's trying to be hurtful or something there. Lockett has kicked 15-4, 12-2, 11-1, 11-2, 10-2, 8-7, 7-7. That's just some of the games against the Swans.
So he's had a bad trot the last 3, only 7 goals.
Here he comes. He's about 10 metres
That
in.
wasn't in
He's
order.
on his non-preferred side beneath the big scoreboard. 2.5 minutes coming up on the clock. And Lockett might know he's missed badly. It's off the side, and he's put it through for a behind. Score check here at Waverley Park on 3 of those match of the day. It's St Kilda 1-1 and Sydney yet to score. And Simon Madden, good afternoon. Good afternoon to the Crackers, and a good start by the Saints.
Yeah, definitely. And that man Harvey in the centre is going to be dangerous already. He's got it out of the centre twice, and they've had scoring shots from that.
Nathan Burke's got Kelly. I'm going for the Saints. I love Stan. Even though Dennis Committee hates his guts.
I'll have to stick with you.
Higgins brings the ball back into play. A nice looking kick. It's off hands, taken by Keogh of St Kilda. Hand pass is wide to Harvey. His hand pass was run down. It rebounds to Creswell. It gives the hand pass across to Waters. Another quick one out towards Seymour. Seymour mishandled the ball poorly. Went over towards the boundary line and over the line. No, it's out on the full. So a free kick will go the way of St Kilda, and Keogh will take the free kick wide on the half forward flank outer side of the ground. Rodney Keogh, former Melbourne, and he's about 70 metres from goal, places the ball forward and low up, high on, great effort to take on one hand and couldn't take it on the rebound. It's off hands, out of bounds, and the throw-in will be about 35, maybe 40 metres around from the St Kilda goal. After just over 3.5 minutes of this first term, it's St Kilda 1-1-7, Swans yet to score. Thornborough doing the ruck work. A kick behind the players. Thornborough went to grab the ball. It was knocked out of his hands. The Swans attempted to get the ball out of the danger zone. Daniels was smothered. A hand pass comes from Harvey to Winmar. Winmar looks towards Lockett, and the big fella has taken his 3rd mark in less than 4 minutes. He's directly in front, 25 metres out in Simon.
Who do you put on him?
Nobody.
That man again, Harvey. It was a quick handball out from Harvey there in the pack that got that ball going again. If they don't stop that in the centre or that movement, there's no one under going to stop this man.
They've got the wind, though. That's a 3 or 4 goal win, that win. But, oh, geez, he's moving well, Lockett.
With Lockett there, it might be an 8 goal win.
So Tony Lockett from directly in front. The goal umpire just looked straight over his head as Lockett kicked his second. Lockett has 2 goals, 1. St Kilda 2-1. It's 13-0.
Let's go to the Western Oval and get a score from Phil Pennell.
We've played 4 minutes. Richmond are 1 behind. Fitzroy, no score.
Okay, stations around Australia are about to join us here at Waverley Park. The ball coming back to the middle. Just bear with us for a moment. As we welcome Adelaide and also Perth to our broadcast, our grandstand match of the day from Waverley Park between St Kilda and the Sydney Swans. And I can tell you that if you bag for the Saints, we played just under 5 minutes here at Waverley Park, and the Saints are 2-1-13, and Lockett has kicked the score, and Harvey's had 4 possessions so far. So the Saints are fired up. Now the ball back in the middle, picked up by Doreen, gets the handball out wide. Through the pack comes Higgins, and the Swans working into a breeze. Crackers reckons about 3 goals. Higgins kicks up towards half forward. The ball goes behind the pack. Ralph Smith has a bad fumble. Picked up by Peckett. Peckett now from centre half back. Kicks out wide, where the Saints have numbers. In fact, the mark has been taken there by Keogh. He plays on, skims the ball down towards the half-forward line where it's marked by Winmar. The lead from Lockett. The forward line is wide open, but let's see, Lockett comes to it. He got a fist to it, but the ball maybe came off his hand. It goes up towards centre half-forward. Winmar slips himself. A poor hand pass out towards Harvey, who gets out of trouble beautifully. Hand pass across to Frawley. Frawley's kick towards Thornborough, who dives, but he can't mark the ball, but he applies a good tackle. St Kilda working in numbers. It's out near the scoreboard. The ball comes out to Bardsley, kicks in towards centre half forward, but a bad option as Dunkley comes out and gives the hand pass to Waters at centre half back.
Waters goes wide towards centre wing. Got a one-hander by Keogh, who's also very active so far. Goes for the short pass. Thornborough, no, it's Vidovic who's left completely unattended, and he takes the easiest of marks. So Vidovic puts it wide, looking for Stuart Lowe. He can't take the mark. Through comes Dunkley. Gets the ball out of the danger zone. Wobbly-looking kick, bounces towards the boundary line and runs out on the half-forward flank for St Kilda, around about 70 metres from their goal, outer side of the ground.
They've already taken Dunkley off the big fella Lockett and put Faze back there.
They've got Rose dropping down there too, but the Lowe's got to get out of his way. He's clogging him up.
So Vidovic wins the tap out. It's taken by Grant of St Kilda. He puts the long kick down looking for Lockett, but out in front is Gavin Rose, and Rose has taken the mark just in front of Lockett, so that time it was effective. But Rose now gives the hand pass across, and the Swans getting out of the danger zone through Huskis. Huskis a short pass, finds Doreen, and Doreen still in the back pocket, goes short looking for Daniels. It's punched away by Devonport, and it's O'Brien who punched it away. And so Daniels, a former St Kilda player, sees the ball out of bounds, members' side of the ground, and down in front of the members' stand.
We played 7 minutes on 3 of those match of the day around Australia. St Kilda 2-1-13, and Sydney yet to score here at Waverley Park. From the boundary throw, and it's taken by Kelly, but he's tackled well by Burke. The loose ball comes out towards Harvey, the man of the moment, along with Lockett. A terrific kicker towards half forward. It's marked by Grant. He plays on quickly, sees Thornborough by himself. He takes the mark. He's inside 50, goes long in towards goal, fires offline. Wasteful footy by the Saints, and he's put it through for a behind. Score check, it's St Kilda 2-2-14 and Sydney yet to score. Phil Pennell at the Western Oval.
We've played 6 points. Fitzroy lead by 5 points. 1 straight goal, 6. Richmond are 1 behind. That's we've played 6 minutes.
Yes, you have. And David, any action from the MCG yet?
Ball up just about to start, Pete.
Okay.
So from the kick out by Higgins, it's a poor kick out. It bounces once, out of bounds. So although it was on the full, it's a free kick going the way of Big Thornborough. He was looking for Caven, but it was a shocking kick by Leon Higgins. And half-back Frank is kicking out. Not a really good move, Simon, as Higgins now takes the ball and drives the ball long out of the immediate danger zone. It's all St Kilda there at the moment. Thornborough trying to keep it in play, tapped it back, but it was carried over the line by Paul Kelly, the Swan skipper.
Yeah, I think the Swans are going to suffer from beating Carlton last week. When you come up against a lower side after a big win like that, the motivation is hard to get going for sides down the ladder.
So Caven doing the ruck work for the Swans. Thornborough, though, wins the tap out, was grabbed by Burke. He was bundled out of the way. Hand pass comes back to Higgins. A short pass thumped over the boundary line by Danny Crawley. And so Crawley's opponent, Troy Gray, going back towards centre half forward. Kick it down in the goal square. So Harvey being tagged by Darren Creswell, who did such a good job last week against Greg Williams, but Harvey well on top so far. Vidovic was bundled out of the way by Mooney, called play on by the umpire. Scrambly football as Kelly picks it up. It's well smothered by Keogh. Rebounds to Burke. Burke gets a kick forward. It's picked up that time by Devonport. Beautifully picked up, in fact. Then runs away from his opponents, goes straight down the ground towards O'Brien. Too high for that player, and then back comes Huskis. Well tackled on this event. Called play on by the umpire. It's a short kick towards Barsley of St Kilda. A quick hand pass finds O'Brien, who snaps towards goal and kicks it right through the centre for his first and St Kilda's third. 3-2, 20 St Kilda. Fine play there, Crackers.
You're playing very well at the moment, Bob, and just a bit of work. It's interesting to see that the young Huskis was tackled by Lockett, who just really made an effort, got the ball out in the ground, and O'Brien, who's had a fine season. He's very good around goal, and we're looking at a very good pumped-up St Kilda side, but nice goal that. And I'd hate to say this, and I know that Ron's listening. You're in a bit of strife for us.
First term, 10 minutes in on 3 of those matches of the day around Australia. St Kilda 3-2, Sydney yet to score. From the centre bounce off the pack, it comes down towards Doreen. He's in the middle, holds the ball, gets a hand pass. It's deflected by Grant, straight towards Devonport. The lead from Lockett is on, and he finds him. The big fella scores to the ground and takes his 4th mark.
Wasn't a bad pass, Pete.
Beautiful pass.
Devonport's skills, I think, are better this week than last week. He really couldn't use the ball properly last week, and he's done very well.
11 marks to 2 for the Saints in the first 10 minutes of this match. And Lockett has kicked 2 goals, 1. He's dead in front. He goes through his routine. Now he's over the ball in the Crouch position. Bayes on him now. They made the move. Dunkley fairly quick, smart after his 2nd goal. The drop punt by Lockett is, I think it's offline to the right. and he's put it through for a behind. Score checks and Kilda 3-3-21, and Sydney yet to score. David at the MCG.
Geelong by 6 points at the 2.5-minute mark. Geelong 1 goal straight 6. Collingwood yet to score. Phil.
It's Richmond by 7 points, and we've played 11 minutes. 2-1-13 to Fitzroy, 1 straight 6.
As it comes back into play, Bays was up high, tapping the ball away, and Bays right up the ground on that occasion. The loose ball comes to Waters. A quick hand pass accepted by Kelly. Another one onto Doreen. The Swans moving from centre wing up towards half forward, where Lewis is out in front of Ralph Smith. Takes the mark, is then put down, and a 50-metre penalty. Pretty soft one, I thought.
Well, that's ridiculous. That umpire should really have looked at himself. If he's fair dinkum, if he has to look at that on Monday night, he should give his money back.
And the 50-metre penalty it should be a gimme goal, because Lewis, a very good kick, and that's one of the softest 50 metres one could possibly see. Dale Lewis hoping to bring up the Swans' first score. We've been playing 12 minutes, and it's 3-3-21 St Kilda. Swans yet to score as Dale Lewis kicks from about 35 metres, and he's hooked it. It's a shocking kick by Lewis, and 1 point only result. So the Swans with their first score, 1 behind, St Kilda 3-3-21. Peter.
Yes, it's just one of those things that it mars the game, and it doesn't help the umpire's reputation. A thing like that, it's not on. The umpires should really just look at that. That just doesn't help the game.
The Saints by 20 points. The short kick in by Pekin. Oh, it puts Grant under pressure so much that Gray's come in and has marked at centre half forward for the Sydney Swans. Your kick from about 53 metres. Slight breeze, not a cloud in the sky here at Waverley. It's about 14 degrees, so it's pretty crispy out there, but a terrific day, and the oval looks to be in very good nick. A nice cover of grass. Now Gray, from about 53, dead in front, left footer. It's a hefty kick. It's a long kick by Gray, and it's just offline, I think. Yep, a behind only. Sydney 2 behinds 2 points, and Kilda 3-3-21. David at the MCG.
5 point lead to Geelong. Peter at the 5-minute mark. It's Geelong 1 goal straight 6, leading Collingwood 1 point. Phil.
Fitzroy by 5 points at the 14-minute mark. 3 straight 18. Richmond at 2-1-13.
As Pekin brings the ball back into play for St Kilda, comes to the members' side of the ground. A fine mark to Vidovic. A hand pass accepted that time by Ralph Smith. A good lead. And Harvey whipping across in front of Winmar, who would have taken it. Harvey then gives the hand pass back to Winmar. He's cutting him to pieces at the moment, Robert Harvey. A shocking hand pass by Winmar, intercepted by Creswell, who is then penalised. A good tackle by Winmar. Back towards Harvey. Harvey runs his full distance, and then looks for Lockett in fine position. And Lockett has taken the 5th mark, is it, Jack? Tony Lockett absolutely commanding down there at the moment. Mark Bays was nowhere near him, and Lockett reading the play well, and Bays taking the gamble. Simon playing in front of him.
Well, yeah, I suppose look at the size of him, he's going to be hard if you're going to play body on body, but you've really got to know where he is, and that way, by standing in front of him, Lockett's actually went sideways, and there's no one only going to be with him by playing that far in front if he's going to do that lateral movement.
Got to get a ruckman down to block him off, but I'd suggest a piece of 4B2.
So Lockett kicking from about 25 metres on about a 45-degree angle. Tony Lockett right through the centre to bring up his 3rd and St Kilda's 4th. It's St Kilda 4-3-27, Swans 2 behind.
Again, that man Harvey figuring in bringing the ball down to Lockett. I can't see man very close to him at all at the moment when he's running around the ground like that. The same old story as I said before. If you can't contain St Kilda in the midfield, there's no way known you can contain that man down in front of goal.
Slight delay here. David at the MCG.
4 point lead to Geelong. Peter at the 6.5-minute mark. Geelong 1 straight 6. Collingwood 2 points. Phil.
5 point lead to Fitzroy, and we've played 15 minutes. 3-1-19 as Fitzroy scored. Richmond at 2-2-14.
The sound of Melbourne, 774-3LO.
7, Sydney 2 behinds 2 points. Centre bounce, both the ruckman miss it, picked up by Waters. Gets the hand pass towards Gray. Kicks a high ball out towards the wing on our member side. The ball bounces poorly for Peckett, picked up by Lewis. Gets the hand pass across to Doreen. Doreen's kick to kick it. He's leading and he's got it. Yes, he has. He's marked about 53 metres out from goal. Kelly's dropping back to the goal square. He's been picked up down there, so it doesn't matter now. Although he's gone short in towards Lewis, and Lewis is marked dead in front, and the Swans have gained about 12 metres closer to goal. So Dale Lewis, who missed a short time ago, and he's right in front this time to the little scoreboard end. Comes in, 45 out. The drop punt on its way. and it looks to be pretty good. Yes, he's put it through. So, Bobby, you can smile. The Swans have scored their first goal. It's taken 16 minutes to get. St Kilda 4-3-27, Sydney 1-2-8. Crackers.
Well, they've got to use Dale Lewis because he's playing on Sean Ralph-Smith, and he can use a bit of pace, and he's good in the air, and he's a left footer, and if he can move around a bit and sort of exploit the lack of pace of Ralph Smith, he might be a bit of a chance, but they've got to get a bit of movement down there. But obviously second forward, and they've gone well.
So from the centre bounce, missed that time by Waters, then he recovered, got the hand pass to Doreen, he was offloaded, through comes Keogh, grabbed by the foot, and so we'll find Rodney Keogh to come back and take the free kick. Players running everywhere for hand passes. A short out wide towards Burke, ignored, and he puts it down towards Winmar. Winmar now has Creswell as his opponent. It looks as though Daniels have been switched across onto Robert Harvey, and Daniels it was the player this time who thumps the ball out of bounds and over the boundary. No, Daniels is going back to pick up Winmar, and Creswell back with Harvey. So it's 4-3-27 St Kilda. Swans 1-2-8 after 17 minutes. Vidovic in front. Thumps the ball high in the air. Through comes Winmo up high. Taps it wide, but it's picked up by Doreen of the Swans. Hand pass across to Garlick. Likewise across to Waters. Waters now towards centre wing. Troy Gray up high, but it's thumped over the boundary line by Danny Frawley. A throw-in will take place in front of the interchange with St Kilda 4-3-27. Swans 1-2-8.
Saturday grandstand at Waverley Park. The clash between St Kilda and Sydney tomorrow from 2 o'clock. It's Carlton and West Coast. Vidovic takes the ball out of the air from the boundary throw and gets a handball across to Bardsley. He's been tackled illegally, and Bardsley will take the free kick for St Kilda. To the lead from low towards half forward. He's got about 5 to beat. The ball comes off the pack. The Crumbers are there. It's picked up by Harvey again, Jack. He's having a field day. Kicks the ball sideways out towards O'Brien, who knocked it cleverly towards Lowe, but he gets a bad bounce. Lowe and Rose collide. Lowe Shepherd's behind play for Anderson, who fires in towards goal, but it's offline to the left for the Saints and through for a behind. Score check at Sydney 1-2-8 and St Kilda 4-4-28 and the Saints by 20 points. David at the MCG.
4-point lead to the Cats at the 10-minute mark as Geelong 2 goals straight 12, leading Collingwood 1-2-8. Phil.
Fitzroy by 17 points at the 19-minute mark. They're 5-1-31 and Richmond are 2-2-14.
You wait for the ball to come back into play. It's a 20-point lead as Huskis goes with a long kick straight up the ground. No mark taken at the bottom of the pack. Could be a trip, but no, it is coming back. And we'll find the Swans to take the free kick. It was Creswell who took it, got the hand pass to Bays. Bays with a quick hand pass finds Doreen wide on the outer side of the ground. Doreen up towards Mooney, who slips over at the vital time and runs towards the boundary line. Frawley's there, but he allows Gray to see the ball over the line just outside the 50 metres in the forward area for the Swans. 28 St Kilda, Swans 8, 19 minutes gone in this first term. Derek Kickett has at full forward for the Swans. Lockett, the other end, has kicked 3 goals too so far. We again see Harvey coming into the situation. A hand pass across to Devonport. Another hand pass finds Hollow inside the goal square. Hollow now looks for Pekin. It goes too far for Pekin, but Winmar's there to lend support. Winmar being shepherded by Pekin, then accepts the hand pass. Runs on himself, and from half-back, Pekin goes short, finds Frawley on centre wing. St Kilda looking good as Frawley goes down towards the half-forward line, coming out for the Swans and taking possession, giving a hand pass across was McMahon. A hand pass across to Higgins. Higgins a quick one. Finds Huskis, who runs through the logo. Higgins up towards Kepler. Kepler slips over at the vital time and it's picked up by Peckett. Peckett a hand pass across to Anderson. St Kilda out of the danger zone again, in towards the centre. The mark missed that time by O'Brien. Hand pass except from Grant to Bardsley. Bardsley goes short. It's a shocking kick from Bardsley. He was looking for Lockett, but it went straight to Rose. Rose a hand pass across to Bays. Bays out to wide, and the Swans getting out of the danger area as Waters takes the mark. Short passes to Mooney on centre wing. He plays on immediately with the left foot kick. Mooney looking for Lewis. It bounces straight for Lewis. Wide, back, walks and gets a hand pass to Higgins. Higgins with a left foot kick towards goals. It's all St Kilda though, and Pekin has all the time in the world to casually take the ball away and drive it towards half-back.
Shocking disposal by Higgins, because Kickett was 20 metres out by himself, not a St Kilda player anywhere, and he kicked it to the wrong person, the opposition player, and the ball is out of play on the half-forward flank for the Swans. St Kilda 4-4-28, Sydney 1-2-8, and Phil Pennell, the Roy's off to a flying start at the Western.
They've kicked another one and now lead by 23 points, 6-1-37, Richmond at 2-2-14, and the Lions are just doing everything right.
From the boundary throw-in taken by Vidovic. There wasn't a St Kilda the Swans ruckman there. Later hand pass to Bardsley, who kicks up towards half forward. O'Brien tries to tap it out towards Shaw, finessing too much. Daniels there gets the hand pass across to Caven. Caven at centre half back sees the man in the middle of the ground, Creswell. He goes and takes the mark, but he dropped it. As the Saints make a change as Bowie comes on. The kick by Creswell on the bounce taken by Mooney. Mooney has a left foot shot for goal, but it's offline and through for a behind. St Kilda 4-4-28 and Sydney 1-3-9. David at the MCG.
10-point lead to Geelong at the 13-minute mark. It's Geelong 3 goals straight, 18, leading Collingwood 1-2-8.
Pekin's kick in is marked by Anderson, who gets the hand pass across the half-back line to Ralph Smith.
Bowie accepts the mark. Bowie plays on immediately across the half-back line. Directs the play looking for Burke. Burke in the front position takes an easy mark. So Nathan Burke wanting to get the ball moving in a hurry. He has O'Brien down the ground, but then finds Robert Harvey, who's completely clear. Harvey has Lockett. The left foot kick from Harvey out towards Lockett. Punched over the boundary line, though, by Bayes. And so the dangerous Lockett that time, unable to take the mark, and Mark Bayes pumped it over the boundary line.
Harvey 10 possessions, Bob.
And it's only the 22-minute mark of the first quarter. So it's 4-4-28. St Kilda, that is, 1-3-9 to the Swans as Big Low brought the ball down. Harvey gets a push in the back and he'll have 11 possessions now as he kicks from just inside the 50-metre area.
He's got to wear out, Bobby.
He's got his own ball at the moment, and you don't get wear out when you're playing as well as that. So Robert Harvey for possession number 11 as Lowe gave the lead. Lockett signalling to have the shot at goal, and that's exactly what Harvey does. It'll drop short, though, into the goal square. Good effort to take a mark. Called play on, and Bayes comes out from the dangerous zone. Bayes goes long towards half-back. Coming across is Kapler. Punched the ball away from Devonport. Harvey again gets the hand pass across to Keogh. Keogh puts it across. It would have gone straight onto the chest of Vidovic, but little Bowie put his hand up and took the mark. He's got the lead from Winmar straight across the ground, and he's marked just outside the centre square. So Winmar plays on out towards the boundary, and Seymour whips in for the Swans. So stupid play that time by St Kilda to go wide, and that Garlick took the hand pass up towards Huskis, but intercepting was Winmar. This time he elects to, well, it was half a long kick. It went high up in the air. O'Brien couldn't take the mark. Through comes Shaw of St Kilda. A hand pass across the Low. Looks for Lockett. Lockett has the ball punched away and then taken away by Bayes. A hand pass across to Garlick, and the Swans out of danger. In towards the centre area though, but it's all St Kilda, and Vidovic has taken an easy mark. The St Kilda player down behind play, and Vidovic has put the ball forward. Picked up by Shaw. Shaw goes straight towards goal, but he's offline and in fact out of bounds on the full, and a collision there was an accident. I think it was David Grant feet.
It was, but I tell you what, the delivery by St Kilda into their forward line has been absolutely atrocious in the last 5 minutes. Left forward pocket, the Saints into attack. They lead 4-4 to Sydney 1-3. And on the trend of play, they should be 10 in front almost. From the boundary throw-in, Rose knocks it towards the boundary. It comes down towards Doreen. He's tackled by Burke. The ball comes out to Creswell. He's still inside the 50. He's defending. Kicks across the half-back line to Seymour, who takes the mark. Side steps around Devonport. Then kicks out towards the member's side. Waters waiting for the ball. Almost takes a good mark. In fact, he does. Then Keogh contesting. St Kilda 28, Sydney 9. 24 and a half minutes in the first term. Now, Waters now from the wing on the member side. Kicks to our right, and there's a player's just got their feet caught up there. It was Mooney and also Hollow, and the ball's over for a boundary throw-in. Slight delay here. David at the MCG.
Geelong by 10 points, now 16 points, with Billy Brownless just kicking a goal at the 16-minute mark. It's Geelong 4-1-25, leading Collingwood 1-3-9. Phil.
Fitzroy by 23 points, soon to become 29 points, and we've played 25 minutes, 6-2-38. And Richmond at 2-3-15.
Back here at Waverley, Lowe takes the mark, handball on towards Burke, who kicks the centre half forward. O'Brien's mark, but he may have got a knock. A little groggily gets up, but he's about 55 metres out from goal. And it's interesting to see that no St Kilda players are dropping back on Lockett. The only player dropping back, in fact, is Rose.
He'd have a shot with the O'Brien from that.
Yep, he should, Crackers, with that little gentle breeze behind him. He's 55 metres out. The drop punt on its way. It's coming back, and it's just been touched, I think. No, he's put it through. You're right, Crackers. He's kicked the goal. O'Brien gets his second. Lockett has kicked 3. And St Kilda 5-4-34. Sydney 1-3-9. Simon.
Well, they're really doing what they like at the moment. St Kilda, they've been able to handle the ball off fairly well, be able to kick to position. Although the last 10 minutes they did really, for a while there, deliver the ball, as you said, poorly into the forward line. Bays on Lockett has been a good move. He's been able to give him a little bit more drive. A lot of the ball's been in their half, in St Kilda's forward half for most of the quarter, but Bays have been able to give him a little bit more drive out of there, but the ball still keeps coming down.
Vidivic will compete against Rose as Keogh comes off the ground and Bardsley on. A bit of a surprise because Keogh's been playing very well, Pete.
I thought he would play. I think it's just to give him a rest.
Centre bounce. Rose wins the tap out, but it's taken by Bowie of St Kilda. Puts it towards half forward. No mark taken. Tapped out and Robert Harvey once again takes it. Looks for Lockett. Lockett and Bays, one out. Bays was up higher, almost took it on a second grab. Lockett comes back again, uses his body beautifully. Breaks the tackle, goes towards goal, but his kick goes across the face and out of bounds on the full. But a pretty good effort there.
Oh, look, a great effort for a big fella like that to be able to turn like that. He put that on his left foot, and of course that's not his main kicking foot, but just to get into that situation was tremendous.
Swan's out of danger for the kick from Gray, and so we find Winmar coming through. Bardsley takes possession, a hand pass across to Bowie. Bowie thought about the hand pass to Winmar, ignored that. Look, goes forward, Lockett right on the line, just can't take the mark, and it's put through for 1 point, kicked by Brett Bowie. So we'll find the St Kilda score moving to a 5-5-35 with the Swans 1-3-9.
Almost quarter time here. The kick in by Bays finds Huskis on the half-back flank. His kick is a stroker right off the side of his boot, and the Saints might have a chance to score another goal before quarter time. They're leading 5-5-35 to Sydney 1-3-9. Bowie's got the free kick. He goes square towards Vidivic, who's marked about 70 metres out.
He's having a big game, this bloke.
Fifth mark, in fact, Crackers. He goes short. Oh, is it too short? Yes, the spoil came on O'Brien. Bardsley picks up the crumbs, kicks in towards goal, and he's offline and through for a behind. It's been all St Kilda in the first quarter here at Waverley. We played 28 minutes almost. Sydney 1-3, St Kilda 5-6. Slight delay, David at the MCG.
Geelong by 10 points at the 19-minute mark. Geelong 4-1-25, leading Collingwood 2-3-15. Phil.
It's quarter time at the Western Oval, and Fitzroy lead by 30 points. 7-3-45, Richmond are 2-3-15.
Well, Keogh must have got off because of the blood bin, because he's come back on wearing number 60. As the ball is dropped short, couldn't be taken that time as it's punched away by Huskis from Burke, and the throw-in will take place about 33 or 53 metres around from the St Kilda goal. 36 St Kilda, Swans 9 after 28 and a half minutes of this first term. In front, Vidivic was pushing the back, but he still managed to take it. Couldn't get the hand pass out. Daniels takes it for the Swans. Grant in the front position, though. Gets out of danger easily and swings the ball across the ground. It was too high for Winmar. Kicked off the ground that time by Lowe. Taken by Kelly, a hand pass to Waters, who goes short, but he actually missed seeing the player come off the interchange bench, and that's Keogh. And the Keogh now, wearing number 60, has taken the mark. Hand passes on to Frawley. I'd call for a count, I think, the way things are going, as the siren sounds. And at quarter time, St Kilda 5-6-36. Sydney Swans 1-3-9.
Foster Special. It's Viv's favourite beer. Isn't it, Vivian?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Whenever there's a team, there's always
Magnum. It's bliss.
I'm in a world of my own.
Pure luxury. That first bite. Oh, the chocolate cracks. My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum. Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate. Yeah, I'm hooked. It's all mine.
Sure, my last kick was a goal.
Sharon A-grade football, $79. Seacombe sponsored footy jumpers, $69. ISC AFL t-shirts, $25.
More than 500,000 people have fled Rwanda to escape death. In appalling conditions, they huddle, desperately needing food, shelter, water and medical aid. The Care Australia Rwanda Appeal. Please give at any branch of the Commonwealth Bank or send your donations to GPO Box 9977 in your capital city and show you care.
Ball, and so we'll find the free kick going to Rose. Rose got the hand pass towards Creswell. It bounces awkwardly for that player. Also, Keogh kicked off the ground by Kelly. It goes high in the air towards half-back, but the man of the moment, Robert Harvey, has taken the mark, this time at half-back. Whips the ball across towards Keogh in the centre. Keogh has all the time in the world to play on and go directly up the ground where the big fellow has taken the mark, and that's Thornborough. Hand passes immediately across to Devonport, who runs straight into trouble. Picked up that time by Dunkley. Got the hand pass towards Doreen. Alwyn not in possession. Pulled play on, and Rose gets the hand pass out towards Eustace. Eustace goes wide on centre wing and finds Creswell on the outer side of the ground. So Darren Creswell and puts the ball short. Kelly has taken the mark just near the logo.
He plays on quickly, gets the handball away, and it's taken eventually by the Swans up towards the centre of the ground where Kickett got it on the half volley as he fell to the ground. He got a hand pass to Dunkley, in turn back towards Kelly, and the Swans fans are saying, kick the darn thing. Handball across to Garlick, gives it out towards McRae. McRae kicks in towards centre half forward. Off the pack, let's see who's going to emerge. The ball picked up by Rolfson with handball across to Vidovic. He in turn gets it out towards Keogh. Keogh wearing number 60, kicks the ball and finds Grant. A sweeping hand pass to Devonport. Runs around the outer wing, has one bounce through the AFL crest, kicks in towards centre half forward. Disposal shocking, and it's been marked by Seymour at centre half back for the Swans. Kicks out wide to skipper Kelly, plays on with a hand pass to Waters. Waters on the far wing, kicks past Gray, up towards Garlick, gave the St Kilda player a nudge in the back. That was Ralph Smith, but he gets the hand pass away to Gray. Gray's hand pass on the bounce to Lewis beneath the big scoreboard. Wrong puts himself a check side kick, but it's offline and through for a behind. St Kilda 5-6, Sydney 1-4. David, quarter time at the MCG yet.
Not quite, but a goal scored by Mick McGuan from Collingwood puts the Magpies in front by 4 points at the 28-minute mark. It's Collingwood 4-5-29, leading Geelong 4-1-25.
Phil?
Fitzroy by 23 points. We've played 3 minutes into the second quarter. 7-3-45. Richmond are 3-4-22.
So the Tigers have got the first goal of the second term there. St Kilda 5-6 hurt Waverley. Sydney 1-4. Bobby.
A short kick from Pekin finds Anderson, who plays on immediately and kicks it towards centre wing. Burke was up high, couldn't take the mark, but he's able to follow up. Can't handle it cleanly though. It comes back towards Burke. He tried to tap it on. It was tapped out of bounds by Mooney of the Swans. So the throw will take place right by the interchange area, members' side of the ground. So Keogh there, but Vidovic to do the ruck work against Mooney. Vidovic used his height to advantage, wins the tap out. It's taken by Kelly, but he can't get the ball clear, and it's back over the boundary line once again for a throw-in. 5-6-36 in Kilda. Swans 1-4-10, almost 3 minutes into the second term. Mooney of the Swans against Vidovic of St Kilda, who's playing a fine game for the St Kilda side. It's over the head of Vidovic, taken by Waters. Intercepted that time by Nathan Burke of St Kilda. His hand pass goes blindly and picked up by Doreen. Doreen goes towards centre half forward. Mark missed by Garlick, tapped the ball wide, but it's all St Kilda as Pekin runs away. He's clear about 20 metres of anybody, so has all the time in the world to pick it up. Places the ball beautifully, finds the Winmar on centre wing. He plays on immediately, and with the left foot kick looks for Thornborough. Thornborough too high for him and comes off the hands. Dunkley falls over but leaves it effectively, and it's picked up by McRae of the Swans. Places the ball back towards centre wing and attempted to punch away by Creswell, but through comes Harvey. Robert Harvey, one way then the other. Hand passes back to Winmar. Winmar has plenty of time, so he steadies. Beautiful pass by Winmar, straight onto the chest of Thornborough, and the big fellow has marked 65 metres out from goal. Plays on, looking for Lockett out in front, and Lockett, well, Rose nowhere in position there, Simon, to take the ball away from Lockett.
No, probably because the ball up and down got changed hands a couple of times up the field a bit, but Rose was caught out of position there, and of course that man, if you get as I said, if you get him on the lead, gets those big hands up, it's a good pass of course, but he just grabs it, and of course now he's got a chance to finish off.
Lockett is all right. This love Thornborough.
Lockett has kicked 3 goals too, as he lines up for his 4th goal, and St Kilda fans are happy with it. The goal umpire signals a goal, and Lockett has kicked his 4th. It's St Kilda 6-6-42, Swans 1-4-10.
David Mackay, quarter time at the MCG yet?
Yes, Peter, at quarter time it's the Magpies by 4 points. Collingwood 4-5-29, lead Geelong 4-1-25. Phil.
Fitzroy by 22 points at the 6-minute mark. 7-3-45. Richmond are 3-5-23.
Not too top-heavy down there, Crackers, with Thornborough and Lowe. He's cutting Lowe out a bit, isn't he?
Yeah, but he's an impressive player at the moment.
The ball back in the middle of Waverley Park, knocked down by Rose. Not the very effective one, though. Kelly and Gray. Gray picks it up, handball across to Higgins. Gets onto his left boot, has a bounce. The stylish left footer blazes away, and he just gets it in for a behind as he swings it across to the left. Sydney 1-5-11, St Kilda 6-6-42. Kick in by Pekin after that behind by Leon Higgins. He should have eaten that on the run. There's no one within Cui, who's under no pressure whatsoever.
And the kick in comes straight up the centre, and it's taken by Devonport. St Kilda doing as they like at the moment, or they have right through the game so far, and it's 3-0 in St Kilda's way. It's taken by Burke, hooks the ball towards Lowe, out in front. Lowe couldn't take the mark, but he follows on again, gives the hand pass over the top, was looking for Bardsley. Houston taps the ball away. Bardsley's kick was smothered actually by Nathan Burke, and Burke carries the ball over the boundary line. Stuart Lowe and Andrew Dunkley having a few words. Lowe now going back to compete against Dunkley from the boundary throw-in. Lowe wins the tap-out. Kelly intercept, tapped it towards Dunkley. He's dispossessed. Higgins takes possession of the Swans. His hand pass is a poor one. Goes straight over the boundary line, so yet another throw-in.
Repeating quarter time at the MCG. Collingwood by 4 points. 4-5 to Geelong 4-1. The latest from the Western Oval, Phil Pennell.
Well, Michael Gale has just kicked Richmond's 4th. They're 4-5-29, and Fitzroy are 8-3-51, and we've played 8 minutes into the second quarter.
Vidovic accepted that one and got a hand pass across to Burke. His kick was a poor one. This time it comes back to Devonport. His kick off the ground goes straight to Stuart Lowe. So St Kilda, doesn't matter what they do, it comes off as Lowe looks for Lockett. Beautiful pass from Stuart Lowe, right onto the chest of Lockett, and he is just doing as he likes. In fact, for now he looks for Winmar and says, I've already kicked 4. Nicky, you have a shot.
What about that? He's very smart. He ran around. He was going to try and get the angle and realised the umpire had got him, so he just kept on going and said, Nick, you better kick it off. They've caught me.
So Winmar's mark, 40 metres out from goal. Well, and the angle very, very, very minimal. And so Nicky Winmar, being the Lockett lead came, but Lockett leading and signalling to have the shot at goal. And that's exactly what Nicky Winmar has done. Put it right through the centre for his first goal. Winmar kicks to Kilda 7th, and they move to 7-6-48. Swans 1-5-11. Pete.
Well, just a little bit of just too smart. And Winmar's a very, very smart player. Just drifted in there. Lockett took the mark, tried to cut the angle. The umpire was going to catch him. Swung round and just went whack and put it over to Winmar. But it was a good kick by Lowe initially because he weighted the ball and let Lockett run on.
Saints by 37 points. Back in the middle. One by Bidovic. Gives it straight to Bardsley. Here come the Saints again. The lead from Lockett, although it might be chopped off by Rose. He's going to get a free kick as Lockett came from behind.
Daniels, wasn't it?
Daniels, was it? Yeah, drop back. She has showed some courage. And Lockett just infringing. Not intentionally, but just in the course of play. Now the kick by Daniels out wide. Picked up there by Creswell. Harvey is there. Creswell goes to ground. He's been claimed by Anderson, but in doing so got a push in the back. And the free kick to the Swans to be taken by Creswell, which becomes a free hand pass to Doreen. Back to Creswell. Gee, Jack's working overtime with the hand passes by the Swans. He in turn the hand pass taken by Mooney. Then a long kicking towards centre half forward. The ball fisted away by Ralph Smith across the half back line. Kelly at the Sydney Swans is there. Poor delivery. It might be out on the full. No, it bounces just before the line before Pickett can get it, and there'll be a throw in. Left half forward flank. The Swans kicking to the main scoreboard end in this second term and trailing the Saints by 37 points, 7-6-1-5. There's the boundary throw in, knocked down by Gray, who's there for the moment. The ball comes out towards Garlick, handball across to Kelly. Kelly has a shot for goal. It might have been touched by Frawley. In fact, I think it has been touched by Frawley. It's a goal. Well, I thought the field umpire was running down to tell the goal umpire it was touched, and Frawley is just having an argument with the field umpire, but the decision will stay. Sydney 2-5, St Kilda 7-6. Any play at the MCG in the second term yet, David?
Yes, Peter, a goal by Houlihan has put the Magpies 10 points ahead at the 1 minute mark. It's Collingwood 5-5-35, leading Geelong 4-1-25. Phil.
Yes, we've played 10 minutes into the second quarter, and Fitzroy are 8-5-52, Richmond 4-5-29.
31 points to lead to St Kilda as from the centre bounce. It's tapped by Rose towards Bardsley. He tapped it on again, finds Devonport. Devonport steadies and then goes for the long kick towards centre half forward. Thornbow in the front position, but it was O'Brien who came over the top, and O'Brien took a fine mark just outside the 50 metres. He's directly in front. It's knocked out of O'Brien's hands. He was looking for 50 metres, but the umpire saying it was an accident. Come back. He goes short, and Keogh dropping down. Very loose checking, Simon.
Well, the Swans, I mean, they're slow to pick up and they're not running over to put pressure on their players. And that mark was taken, was a good mark by O'Brien originally there, but just there was no pressure on the St Kilda player up the field, and he can just do what he likes to the ball if that's going to happen. Keogh,
another very active player for St Kilda, from directly in front. And the St Kilda fans happy about that one as Keogh puts it through for his first goal and moves St Kilda to 8-6, 54. Swans 2-5-17.
Starting to look bad, Bob. It looks like the stable could be empty.
Is there any colour in Stan's cheeks up there, Craig?
Right. I said to him before the game, I said, if you don't win today, I said, I'm not talking to you again. And his ex-runner, Paul Cowrie, broke his leg, so he's down there and he's got a pair of crutches, but he can't deliver any messages. But he didn't have to for that one. It's a lovely goal.
Quarter time in the VFA. Frankston 8-3, Port Melbourne 2 behind, so Frankston well on top. From the centre bounce to restart play. It's picked up by Grant. Grant kicks the ball to Lowe, who's marked it centre half forward. Quick hand pass to Burke. The lead from Lockett, and he's marked it 25 out directly in front. 4 marks to Lockett, or 4 goals. 4 goals, thanks, Bob. 8 marks, in fact, thanks, Jack. Well, he's having a field day. He's kicked 4 goals to Lockett. He's dead in front, 30 metres out. The Swans got the first possession in the middle, but they had a fumble, and the Saints just swooped upon it. All of a sudden, it was all over. The Saints by 37. Lockett comes in. 30 metres out. The drop punt on its way. It's as straight as a die, straight over the goal umpire's hat. And through for another goal to St Kilda, their fifth. St Kilda 9-6-60, Sydney 2-5-17. David Mackay at the MCG.
Collingwood by 9 points, Peter. At the 4-minute mark, it's Collingwood 5-5-35, leading Geelong 4-2-26. Phil.
Fitzroy by 16 points at the 13-minute mark, 8-4-52, Richmond 5-6-36.
The Sound of Melbourne, 774-3LO.
Simon, a quickie.
Well, St Kilda making best use of a fumble by Swans. If you can make use of their mistakes, it's even better for you.
43 points to lead St Kilda as McRae takes the tap out from the centre. He was tackled. The hand pass accepted by Creswell, who gave an awkward-looking hand pass onto Rose. A high floating kick towards centre-half forward. No mark taken. Peckett tapped the ball away. Dunkley overruns it, then taps the ball forward again. A pack forms up just inside the 50-metre line for the Swans at centre-half forward, so a bounce will take place. St Kilda 9-6-60. 43-point leaders over the Swans, 2-5-17. We've played almost 13 minutes in this second term. Vidovic there, tapped away by Dunkley, accepted though by Keogh of St Kilda, who floats the ball in towards the centre. Awkward bounce from McRae. It runs through towards Daniels. Daniels takes possession, gets the short kick towards centre-half forward, worked beautifully trapped by Hollow of St Kilda. He straightens up and goes forward. Huskus in front. Burke from behind. That couldn't take the mark. Winmar swoops on it. Has a bounce. Goes onto the left foot. Looks for Lockett. Hooks it down. Bounces in front of Lockett. Runs past that player. Comes back towards Kapler. Kapler swings the ball wide towards the half-back flank. First there could have been Thornborough. He tapped the ball on. Goes after it again. The big bow having a very good day. Thornborough picks the ball up beautifully. Goes for the short pass. Winmar in front. Tapped away. Through comes Lowe. Kicks off. Can you believe it, Simon Redden?
Well, I mean, even the way he ran to the ball, the way he put his foot to the ball, it shouldn't have gone in that direction. And he's just given enough curve. He's actually facing the point post, and he's given enough curve for it to swing back through the goals. And now that was, if he tried that again 100 times, he couldn't do it.
He's just gone for the Rosemary beads. He reckons it's a fair dinkum miracle, that one.
It was a visitation from a football guy, but Nicky Winbars is a bit of strife down there.
St Kilda 10-6, Sydney 2-5. Centre bounce won by Rose. He knocks it the wrong way. Bardsley knocks it out towards Harvey, who gets a tackle. He goes to ground. I think he's looking for a free kick. Keogh barges through. He's played a terrific game. Kicks it towards half forward, Low and Bays. The ball comes down, and let's see who's going to pick it up. Oh, no one can pick it up at the moment. Nathan Burke had a bit of a fumble. The ball comes to Mooney. Handball across to Creswell. Creswell gets the hand pass to McRae out wide by hand to Garlick, who gives it back to Creswell. They've had 4 hand passes to Swans. The ball very close to the boundary line. In fact, it's been marked. I thought it was going to float out on the full. It's been marked by Pekin, who finds Keogh wide of centre. Keogh's kicking towards Thornborough, but it's behind him. Was it touched on the way through? No, it wasn't. And the mark has been taken by Rose at centre half back. He in turn gets the hand pass away. Mooney thought about having the kick, the ladies kick, then kicks a very high ball. That's poor delivery into the forward line. Getting up was Hollow, but couldn't mark, and the ball in dispute about 60 out from the Swans goal. Keogh had a chance for the moment. Then goes Huskus, picked up by Pekin. Handball across to Anderson, and he sees Vidovic in the middle all by himself. Lays off a hand pass to Devonport going past. Devonport down towards O'Brien, but at centre half back, Kapler has taken the mark. Plays on quickly. Redirects play out wide. It's been marked by McMahon. McMahon's got a hectare. Now, he could have had a couple of bounces, but he can see a player, Gray, further down the field. Now it was Dunkley, too far underneath the ball. The ball goes behind them, picked up by Hollow. He's tackled there by Dunkley. The ball very close to the boundary. It's on 50 for the Swans. Dunkley breaks the tackle and a push in the back from Harvey. Kicks it towards goal. It's bouncing, and he's put it through, Dunkley. A goal to the Sydney Swans, kicked by Dunkley. They move to 3-5-23. St Kilda 10-6-66. David Mackay at the MCG.
21-point lead to the Magpies. Peter, you'll be happy with that at the 8-minute mark. It's Collingwood 7-5-47, Geelong 4-2-26.
What makes you think I break for Collingwood, David? Phil, what's happening out there at the Western?
Fitzroy by 9 points at the 17-minute mark. 8-4-52. Richmond is 6-7-43. Richmond's kicked 4 this quarter.
Are the tide starting to turn, Phil?
I think the Gordon Street end is the scoring end. That seems to be where a very slight breeze is blowing to. But yes, it is turning.
43 points to lead to St Kilda as Vidovic picks it up and puts it to half forward. Tapped back by Nathan Burke. It bounces back towards that player again. He tried to get the ball forward to Harvey, who now has Daniels as his opponent, and not surprising so. Burke accepts the ball, gives it across to Anderson. Anderson goes forward towards Lockett, but whipping across the front and taking a fine mark is Kapler. Plays on immediately, goes towards centre wing, but it's towards Grant of St Kilda. Can't quite make the mark, and it runs over the boundary line on centre wing members' side of the ground. 17 minutes into the second term, St Kilda 10-6-66. Sydney Swans 3-5-23.
Shaw about to come on for the Saints for the second time. From the boundary throw, and it's Kickett getting the tap down, but straight to Grant, who hand passes to Peckett on the wing. He sits back, looks for Lowe at centre half forward. Good strong mark by Lowe about the kick and a half out. Mooney tried the punch, but he couldn't do so. Lowe just waves Kelly away, goes short towards half forward to Lockett. Collision, Sydney Swans player down, but it was fair and square though. Lockett had his eyes on the ball. It's a ball up about 40 metres out from goal. It takes some courage to be a defender down there when you're just standing there and you know that the big freight train is on its way.
Well, it's a big body, and when it goes through the air, it's going to, if it collides with something, it's going to knock him over.
A ball up 40 out from the goal. That's St Kilda's goal. Thornborough gets it down, but straight to McRae of Sydney, who kicks the ball out towards the half-back flank. The ball bounces out towards Keogh, who's got the ball on the string like Harvey today, and there'll be a throw-in. Left half-forward flank, the Saints into attack, and Winmar comes off. He is a bit groggy. Crackers, you picked that before, and Shaw will come on. St Kilda 10-6-66, Sydney 3-5-23, and we're 18 minutes in the second term. The boundary throw-in, and through the pack comes Thornborough. The umpire spotted the free. It must have been a ruck infringement because Thornborough has got the free kick. He's about a kick and a quarter out from goal. He'll go short, or disposal not good. McMahon was there. He chopped off the pass. It was meant for Pekin, I think it was, and the ball will be bounced about 40 out from St Kilda's area. A perfect day for football in Melbourne. The Saints by 43 points. And tomorrow we're broadcasting Carlton West Coast from 2 o'clock. The ball knocked down by Rose. Outside 50. Through the pack comes Keogh, but he went without it for once in his life. Picked up by Huskis. Hand pass across to Daniels. A neat little side step. That would have been nice for the Moody Ponds Town Hall Crackers. It was a beautiful little side step, that one. The ball by Daniels from the centre half back. Kicks out towards the wing on the outer side. Up goes Kelly, can't mark. Picked up by Doreen. The hand pass, a willy-nilly one as Pekin comes in, but the ball is over. And there'll be a throw. In fact, the Sydney Swans play, the ball must not have been over. He was just hovering over the ball, and he's been penalised.
It wasn't over at all. The boundary umpire was standing there watching.
Anderson's got the free kick on the wing. There's kicks in towards half forward. Up goes Vidovic, and they may have got in their way. The ball taken by the Swans and kicks in towards the middle of the ground where Pekin is there, and Pekin is marked. Kicks out wide looking for Devonport. Winmar's back on. He's got a loose man. Winmar's just come off the interchange. He floats the hand past Devonport to Winmar. The lead from Burke. Burke takes the mark on the half forward flank. A short kick in towards Lockett, and he's got it. 45-degree angle, 45 metres out from goal. He's kicked 5. And the sound of hot pies in the effects microphone has just reminded Simon Madden that the pies won't be too far away. We're 20 minutes into the term. He's got the stopwatch on it.
Don't break my concentration, please.
Now, the big fella. We're right behind the flight of this. We'll check the other scores in just a moment. The Magpies getting away at the MCG, and the Tigers starting to even up at the Western Oval. Up those scores after this kick from Lockett. The drop punt is... I'm not sure. I'll wait on it. He's put it through. He's put it through for goal number 6. So Lockett has 6 before half-time at Waverley Park. St Kilda 11-6-72. Sydney 3-5-23. David Mackay at the MCG.
Collingwood by 7 points, Peter, at the 12-minute mark. It's Collingwood 7-5-47, leading Geelong 6-4-40. Phil.
Well, it's half-time here at the Western Oval after a 21-minute quarter, and Fitzroy lead by 3 points, 8-4-52, and Richmond are 7-7-49.
So it's 11-6-72, St Kilda. Swans 3-5-23. 21 minutes almost into the second term. Keogh there again. Can't get it clear. Brunton picks the ball up for the Swans. Awkward looking kick. No one can take the mark. It bounces off hand. Daniels picks the ball up for the Swans and goes forward. Long kick out wide towards the forward pocket. Lewis leads in the race for the ball. Looked like it was going out. Bounced back into play. Tapped away towards Peckett by Frawley. Long hand pass finds Keogh once again. Having an absolute picnic. He's taken over from Robert Harvey. Vidovic gets the kick. On towards Harvey. Harvey tackled and dispossessed. Can't get the ball clear. Through comes Kelly. Great the tackle, straightens up, gives the hand pass over the top, and we find Dunkley taking possession, puts it right through the centre, and to say the least, a badly needed goal to move them to 4 goals, 5-29, with Dunkley kicking his second goal. And Simon, well, what more can you say?
Well, that only came about because of the mistake of the handball. That's what I suppose when supporters say to their team, don't handball, kick it. It's in those instances where it's not the handball itself, it's the choice of the player giving it to. And that one, of course, the handball just went in the wrong position to Harvey right under pressure. Because of that mistake, St Kilda were able to turn around and get a goal, but they're few and far between. And really, there hasn't been that many chances for St Kilda of doing that, turning over the ball.
22 minutes in the second term. Everett about to come on for the Saints. From the ball up in the middle, there'll be a secondary bounce as Brunton had it, then lost it. Kick it, spins out of the pack, gets a left foot kick into it, doesn't travel too far. Shaw shows a lot of courage there, and so does Burke, who goes into the base of the pack. The ball knocked out of the pack by Vidovic to get things going now. Up towards half forward. Out comes Mooney, but he can't control the ball. Still many players around the ball. There must be a ball up shortly. The umpire letting it go, and it comes out for Mooney. Handball across to kick it. Now it opens up as Daniels is grabbed, and he'll take the free kick on the defensive side of the centre circle. St Kilda 72, Sydney 29, and the kick by Daniels is a shocker, and the player taken high is Keogh. We'll get his stats at half time. Jack must be right across the page on him. 15, Keogh now. Well, kicks down towards Lowe. He takes a beauty from behind McMahon. He's 70 metres out from goal. Now Rose is dropping back in front as Lowe slips as he kicks the ball. Up goes Lockett, the ball punched away by Bayes. Rovers required, but not there. Sydney Rovers are, as Kelly gets a handball across to McRae. McRae's kicked to the outer side of Waverley Park. The one-hander by Huskus is not bad. Runs away from Peake, and he didn't take it, but he controlled it reasonably well. Kicks the ball in towards the forward pocket. Delivery poor as Lewis applies a tackle on the St Kilda player. Rel Smith close to the boundary. He's well outside 50. Tries to get a handball across to Pekin, and the umpire, what does he say? It's the boundary umpire, says, give it to me, and there'll be a throw in. It's half-time at the Western Oval. Fitzroy led by 5 goals at quarter-time. The Tigers with the breeze in the second term, and Fitzroy lead by 3 points, 8-4 to Richmond 7-7 at half-time. Slight delay here. David, the latest from the MCG.
Magpies by 13 points at the 16-minute mark. Peter, it's Collingwood 8-5-53, Geelong 6-4-40.
Bobby, describe the goal because it's a Sydney goal.
As it was Darren Creswell who swooped on the ball. An awkward-looking kick, but it bounced straight through for their 5th goal. 5-5-35, the Swans. St Kilda 11-6-72.
They haven't given it up, have they? They work reasonably hard. They just lack height, and that's their problem in a day like this where it's a good, clean marking day and it's a big ground. Their lack of height is telling, but they've kicked a couple. Dunkley's got a couple. He's renowned as one of the worst kicks in league football. He's got a couple, and Creswell just fought back and kicked a goal.
Not too many Swans players in the positions they started the match in, but it comes out off the pack, and Doreen puts the ball forward. And a fine mark taken by Creswell once again. Out in front of Peckett, he's marked just inside the 50-metre line. Darren Creswell, who had a horror first quarter against Robert Harvey. Creswell now goes for the long kick towards goal. It's just offline and actually hits the post, I think, and has been awarded 1 point kicked by Darren Creswell. So the Swans move to 5-6-36, exactly half the St Kilda score of 11-6-72.
Now the kick-in has been marked by Anderson, who gives it back to Pekin, who kicked in. Pekin's kick is a poor one. It just fades up towards centre half-back. Bray comes in, gets a hand pass to Higgins. Higgins shovels a hand pass out to kick it. He's 60 out, gets a quick hand pass across to Brunton. They're going backwards with handball. Brunton's hand pass down towards Dunkley. Dunkley a left foot kicking towards Lewis. One grab, 2, he's got it. Lewis inside 50. He thought about playing on. He saw somebody in space. I'm not sure who he saw because there are plenty of St Kilda jumpers further down the field. Well, we're close on half-time, and the goal here by Sydney will just give St Kilda something to think about at half-time. The kick by Lewis, the drop punt on its way, and it's offline, and through for a behind. Dale Lewis has kicked 1 goal too. St Kilda 11-6, Crackers Sydney 5-7.
Yeah, he just misses too many, Dale Lewis, and he's got to get them when you're a specialist forward.
The short kick in, and once again Anderson is on his own. He's nobody on the mark, so he's able to just run on. He drew the play towards him, was going to give the hand pass, then decided to run on and put the kick forward. Windmark up high, too high and too early, and Kapler just standing his ground took a fine mark on centre wing. Darren Kapler changes direction and goes straight across the ground. Doreen, the player he's looking for, it's punched away just at the last moment by Devonport. and Doreen has been paid the mark. He plays on immediately where Huskus is out wide. Huskus, a hand pass across to Kelly. Kelly with the short kick down towards the forward pocket. Frawley out in front is bumped aside by Lewis. Lewis picks the ball up, thought about the hand pass. Now gives it across to Huskus, who's gone on down the ground. The hand pass across to Brunton. Brunton straightens up and puts the ball forward. He might have gone across the face of goal for 1 point, kicked by Neil Brunton of the Swans, where they move to 5-8-38. St Kilda 11-6-72.
They're peppering away this, the Swans. I think it looks like just the last 5 minutes, 4 minutes, St Kilda have eased off the pressure a bit. They're not really doing the running to receive they were doing earlier, and it's just giving the Swans a chance to go in at half-time with a little bit more confidence.
Now the kick in after that behind has been marked by Ralph Smith at centre half-back. Kicks the ball out wide, a poor option, just one St Kilda player and two there for the Swans. Dunkley gets the handball back into play as he went out of play, gets it out towards Higgins. Higgins over the top of Peckett, and it's gone over for a boundary throw-in. Let's update the score at the MCG. David Mackay.
It's a 14-point lead to Collingwood at the 19-minute mark. Collingwood 8-6-54, leading Geelong 6-4-40.
A short quarter out of the West in 21 minutes, according to Phil, and Fitzroy lead by 3 points at quarter time out there. From the throw-in, taken by Dunkley, kicks the ball in towards half-forward, but it's not a Sydney Swans in my binoculars as it's picked up there by Pekin. Handball across to Keogh, pumping hand pass out towards Winmar, back to I think it was Ralph Smith or was Grant who was mown down from behind. Picked up by Shaw, kicks a high ball in towards half-forward. Gray went up but couldn't mark the ball. Off the packet's taken by Huskus, gets out of a short tackle. Huskus now at centre half-back, kicks the ball, but it's half-time. Half-time at Waverley Park, and St Kilda, who led by 27 points at quarter time, and the Swans had the breeze in the second quarter, and the Saints extended that margin by 7 points, and they lead by 34 points at the halfway mark.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and boys and girls. As usual, we welcome you all to this magnificent stadium, Waverley Park. And, of course, we do hope you're enjoying the match between St Kilda and the Sydney Swans. And I've got some information for you right now. With the final series coming up, as soon as the venues are announced, and if you want to go interstate to see one of the finals matches, lend me your ears, because AFL Travel and Ansett have put together finals packages. Now, these packages will include your travel, your accommodation, your ground entry, and your reserve seating. So if you want to go interstate, keep it in mind, and as soon as the venues are announced, get on to AFL Travel on 650-9900. Or if you live interstate, say you're up in Sydney, Brisbane, Perth, doesn't really matter, Adelaide, you can ring Ansett direct on 131344, 131344. And you know, AFL Travel and Ansett have put together some holiday packages. Think of yourself. You've been following the team, dedicated to your team all year. What about some of the packages that they put together? Holiday packages, AFL Travel and Ansett. To the Gold Coast, $399 includes return airfares, Melbourne, Gold Coast, back to Melbourne, and 3 nights accommodation. What about that? $399. AFL Travel. They're the people. 650-9900. See if I got another beauty here for you. Let's have a look. Oh, there should be one here. I think there's one to Noosa. $429 to Noosa. Return airfares, Melbourne, Noosa, and return to Melbourne. 5 nights accommodation for $429. Unbelievable. Give AFL Travel a ring. 650-9900. 650-9900. Now, you've got all that terrific information. Enjoy the rest of the day.
All over the state and right around the nation, Mother Nature is dying from our little situation. Gotta do the right thing, it's an obligation, and your planet will thank you for your cooperation. A little bit of glitter goes a long, long way. Mother Nature is choking on it every day. You gotta do the right thing, it's an obligation, and your planet will thank you for your cooperation.
What do you need to be the best?
It's not always easy.
You have to work at it.
You're always pushing yourself to the limit.
I train every single day.
It's that rush you get when it all comes together.
Dedication?
Always giving it your best.
Discipline.
It's more than a dream for me to play league football.
It's fun playing in the NBL.
You're just all pumped up. Starter.
What does it take to be the best? Everything you got.
It's up to you.
Sure, my last kick was a goal.
Sharon A-grade football, $79. Seacom sponsored footy jumpers, $69. ISC AFL t-shirts, $25.
Oh, I love your new car.
Yeah, it's a beauty, isn't it? At Delta, you can rent a brand new car from only $39 a day. Delta have the most popular, latest models, and we guarantee you the best rates in town.
Well, I'm glad you finally got rid of that rotten old bomb.
Yeah. Delta, the Australian rental company. Brand new cars from only $39 a day. We have a branch near you. Call 13 13 90 direct to any of our 40 branches.
Magnum. It's bliss.
I'm in a world of my own.
Pure luxury. That first bite. Oh, the chocolate cracks. My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum. Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate. Yeah, I'm hooked. It's all mine.
I hate it when he touches me. Daddy thinks I'm dumb and I do everything wrong. I haven't got any lunch.
So many Australian children are hurting. But one organisation can help them. Ozchild. Call 568 1555 and your donation can help stop the hurt.
What I look for is 100% commitment to the game. Firm and strong, tough, accurate. There's not all those things, they won't make the grade. I mean, really, it's such a running game. You must have that flexibility. Excellent speed and acceleration. You're able to stand up and do the job. Impressive. Definitely got what it takes. If you're going to do it well. You've just got to look at them, and you know without a doubt they're made for the game. The official AFL boot by Puma. Yeah, without a doubt, a real natural talent.
Push him up!
Delicious, nutritious Sweethearts Navel Oranges are being really good sports by giving away one AFL Kids footy ticket in every 3-kilogram bag. So take your Sweethearts to the footy for free. Plus you'll score the chance to win 4 tickets to the AFL Grand Final.
Jason Dunstall, one of the game's greatest players, a true champion of Australian football. To play like Jason is every youngster's dream, but how do you get to be that good?
really great, Jane. Keep practicing, it'll get better all the time.
Ring the Big Kick hotline and join up now so you can become a future football champion.
If you're looking for a place with a friendlier face to shop for your family, the kind of store where smiles cost no more, then we've got what you're looking for. Farcy's friendly feeling, and we just want to say, Farcy's friendly feeling, you're welcome every day. Farcy's friendly feeling, Farcy's friendly feeling.
More than 500,000 people have fled Rwanda to escape death. In appalling conditions, they huddle, desperately needing food, shelter, water, and medical aid. The Care Australia Rwanda Appeal. Please give at any branch of the Commonwealth Bank or send your donations to GPO Box 9977 in your capital city and show you care.
In Perth, the Eagles unfurled their premier and showed from the start they would be the team to beat in '93.
Past Alessio, 55-metre kick. Sumic, good use of the body. Ducks back, shoots at goal. It's rolling, it's rolling, it's there! Tremendous effort from Sumic.
Essendon came back strongly thanks to Darren Buick, who kicked 8. At the other end, his efforts were nullified by Peter Sumic, who kicked 7 from nearly 20 scoring attempts.
5-8 his tally so far. The banana kick. Crowd likes it. So do the goal umpire.
The value of a potent spearhead was underlined when Richmond captain Jeff Hogg kicked 7 to demolish Brisbane in round 2.
Terrific when he runs. One out contest. Hogg from behind. What a mark! Well, that was the passage of the night. The punch down, the roving by Knights, the pass and the mark, and has to be a goal. 5 to Hogg.
All the talk that Peter Dacos was finished went up in smoke as the Collingwood Marvel booted 8 goals against Geelong.
Have a look at this. What a great goal. He goes out wide. Oh, Richardson, who had a brilliant third quarter. With close to 10 possessions in that term. Down to Dacos, who's kicked 5. And he might make it 6 now from the boundary line. Loves them from there and gets a miraculous goal.
While Dacos starred, the talk again figured around the genius of Gary Ablett.
Can he go off the ground? He might have got that. I think he has. Yes, sir. Oh, big fly by Barnes. Was able to drag it down. Ablett comes out with the football. He can kick the snapshot. Oh, that's a goal. It's a miracle. He's put it through.
Ablett kicked 7, was reported for striking Pert, and after pleading guilty, was suspended for 2 matches. In a round of narrow shaves, there was none more exciting than the Essendon-Carlton clash at the MCG.
Dorotich, Heaver, could put a nail in Essendon's coffin, he does. A high floating kick in towards half forward. Harvey, claimed, ball spills free, Kransberg! Kicks it up to within goal-scoring distance once again. Kransberg dispossessed by Sexton. Taken away by Harvey. Harvey, shot to the goal front. Hurts a chance.
He's going to
bounce through for a goal. It is a goal to Harvey. Well, this kick to level the scores here at the G. And he rarely misses these. And he doesn't miss on this occasion. Scores are level.
Carlton led by 17 points with 10 minutes to go. Yet on the siren, skipper Steve Kernahan needed any score with this kick for victory.
Well, what a scene here at the MCG. The ball with the Carlton captain, and he has to score to win the game for the Blues. And he misses. It's out of bounds. It's a draw. Oh, no!
In Adelaide on that Sunday, 46,000 saw the match of the round. The reigning premiers from Perth had their colours lowered by the Crows. Modric continued his brilliant form, his 6 taking his tally in 2 games to 16 goals.
Great talent. And that's a fine kick.
Footscray and Fitzroy came right down to the wire on Easter Saturday. And who should bob up to settle the issue than the Hawk? Dougie Hawkins in game number 291 was the match winner.
They all flew, but it's a Footscray mark at the bottom of the pack, showing all the experience is skipper Dougie Hawkins.
But this probably his most important kick.
Certainly is. The Hawk goals, and the Dogs go further ahead.
Tony Lockett made his first appearance for 1993.
Low this time. Had a good look at that. Handball away for Bowie. Bowie's kick up towards full forward. Lockett, brilliant. Absolutely vintage Tony Lockett.
He kicked 8 against the poor old Sydney Swans. Helped the Saints to a 38-point win. Would you believe it? Had his picture taken. This tussle cost the big bloke a 2-week suspension.
Not worth it, Tony.
3 minutes, or what do they get? Warning?
Yeah, but Peter, look,
Gee whiz, he's such a valuable player for St Kilda. Get out of it. Yeah, they should drag him off, his teammates.
On a roller coaster ride between lowly Brisbane and Melbourne, the fortunes fluctuated wildly.
Buckley from 50 brings it back towards the square, over the back. Murphy kicks a goal.
26 points up at half-time, the Bears just stood back and watched Melbourne belt home 10 goals.
Intercepted by Matthew Feely right on.
During the break that the Saints led by 49 points at one stage in the term, but the Swans came back. In fact, they kicked 4 goals, 5 to 6 goals straight in that second term. So St Kilda 72, Sydney 38, and the start commentary in the second half, Bobby Skilton.
We find Laser Vidovic to do the ruck work for St Kilda, and against him Gavin Rose. So Vidovic up high, not a decisive tap out. Burke thrown out of the way, could have been a free kick for St Kilda, but called play on. Keogh took possession, a big pack forms up, and now we'll find another bounce about 3 or 4 metres. A bit of a wrestle going on, and Nathan Burke being a little bit unhappy about the treatment from Gray of the Swans, but now Gray going back to half forward. Ball again being thrown up, which is strange in these conditions. Simon will talk about that after, as Kelly takes the ball for the Swans. Poor kick off the side of the boot, high in the air, thumped away by Vidovic of St Kilda. Through comes McRae, couldn't handle it cleanly, and picked up by Burke. Hand pass across to Ralph Smith. He runs into trouble, he's well tackled, and the free kick will go the way of Andrew Dunkley of the Swans. So tempers a little bit frayed at the start of this quarter, as Ralph Smith was pushed away by Dunkley, and Andrew Dunkley will kick from inside the centre square. The left footer, who started at full back against Tony Lockett, and puts it wide. Taken out there by Huskis, and that's Seymour, not Huskis, who goes straight down the ground, but it's all St Kilda, straight into the arms of Danny Frawley. Frawley thought about the hand pass across to Robert Harvey, who's now got Simon Garlick as his opponent, so it's the third one at least, maybe fourth, as it's put wide by Frawley towards Peckett. Peckett taps the ball forward. It's Brunton coming in. It runs over the boundary line before Brunton or Peckett can gain possession. So a throw-in will take place midway between half-forward flank and centre wing for the Swans, who trail 5-8-38 to St Kilda 11-6-72.
The boundary throw-in right in front of our broadcast position on the members' side here at the Waverley Park. Off the pack taken by Kelly. Gets the hand pass it out towards Creswell, who played for free kick. He may have been taken a little high, and the umpire is going to call for a bounce. Half-time at the MCG. Collingwood lead Geelong by 8 points, 9-7 to 8-5. Phil Pennell, any change since our last report from the Western Oval?
Richmond lead by 11 points, 9-9-63 to Fitzroy's 8-4-52, and we've played almost 10 minutes.
And the ball up, the ball knocked out towards the boundary, on the wing on the members' side at Waverley Park for a throw-in. So no change to the score in the early part of this third term. St Kilda 11-6-72, Sydney 5-8-38. Now from the boundary throw-in, knocked down by Vidovic, straight to Peckett, who's been quiet. Got the handball across to Anderson. Anderson's kick only goes about 20 metres out towards the middle, and let's see, it's Devonport there and McRae. McRae gets a good bounce and works around on his right side, then goes long in towards the forward pocket. Up goes Lewis and takes a terrific mark. An excellent mark. Gee, there was a tangle of arms and hands there with Frawley, and how Lewis got the mark I don't know, but he did. His fourth mark. Now, had a shot from here, I think, in the first quarter, and the ball went to the right. He has kicked 1 goal too, and he's on the left footer's angle. He's bringing it back, and it's coming back beautifully. He's put it through. So this game is not over yet at Waverley Park. Lewis has kicked his second. St Kilda 11-6-72, Sydney 6-8-44. Simon.
Well, exactly right. The game's not over. That was an exceptional mark there, considering the pressure is under, and he finished off very well. Well, with a side like St Kilda, you'd expect them, with the way they've been playing, to continue on. But if they ease off a little bit, and we've seen that happen end of last quarter, maybe start of this quarter, Swans are prepared to just keep working. They'll work themselves back into the game.
So thrown up in the centre. Neither player could get a decisive tap out. Devonport got pushed in the bank. McRae back. McRae tapped the ball away. Now hand passes across, and the ball kicked forward by McMahon. Kicked forward again by Dunkley, accepted by Harvey. Couldn't get the hand pass in as he was tackled. McRae comes through, over the top of the ball, then taps the ball away. Picked up by Lowe. A hand pass across. It wasn't Lowe, it was Hollow. Hand pass across to Anderson. Likewise to Harvey, who hits Ralph Smith on the chest with a fine pass. The hand pass then goes on to Keogh, who goes long to centre half forward, but it's all Swans. The mark taken by Mooney, who's able to bounce his way across the half back line, then steadies, a wobbly looking kick towards centre wing, well trapped by Creswell, a nice hand pass on to Higgins. Higgins now swings onto the left foot and goes down towards the forward pocket. Lead coming from Lewis, out in front of his opponent, and his opponent, of course, is Danny Frawley. So Lewis now swings it towards the forward area, but Vidovic coming across for St Kilda takes the easiest of mark. Poor disposal, nobody down there for the Swans, and Vidovic now has all the time in the world to find his a direct teammate and Peckett. Peckett over the top again. Nathan Burke on his own, coming towards centre wing. He thought about a bounce, now chooses to go down towards half forward. Thornbow out in front, traps the ball well. A hand pass across now to Bardsley. Bardsley looked for big Thornbow, but it went straight back over the boundary line. And so Seymour running back to say well done to Huskis. And so a throw-in to take place in front of the members' stand on centre wing.
Shaw is on and Keogh off. He's been on and off the bench and played a fine game. From the boundary throw, and there's going to be a free kick to the Saints to be taken by Thornborough. Thornborough squaring kick towards half forward to Lowe, who takes the mark on the point of the square. Thought about a hand pass to Shaw going past. The lead from Lockett. He's got a huge break on the field and he's marked at centre half forward. He's kicked 6 goals too.
Keogh's still on.
Is he? Who went off?
I wasn't sure, but the Shaw's on, but I think with Keogh's, I think Bardsley's off.
Bardsley, was it? Now, Lockett, dead in front, 50 metres out. Main scoreboard end, 6 goals to the big fellow. He comes in, the drop punt on its way, and it's to the right. He's pushed it out to the right. Behind to the Saints, Lockett 6 goals 3. At the MCG at half-time, Collingwood by 8 points. Here at Waverley Park, St Kilda 11-7, Sydney 6-8. The latest from the Western, Phil Pennell.
Richmond lead by 11 points. They're 9-9-63 to Fitzroy's 8-4-52, and we've played 13 minutes.
Seymour brings the ball back into play, but it looks like he's gone over the line, and the umpire will bring the ball down to bounce it on the point of the centre square line. And the umpire telling Seymour that that's exactly why he has brought the ball back. So bounce to be taken on the goal square for St Kilda. Thornborough down there to do the ruck work for the Saints against Gavin Rose. Thornborough wins a tap out, taken by Burke. His kick smothered off the boot. Scrambly football, and it's the Swans who forced the ball through for one rush behind to St Kilda to take St Kilda to 11 goals, 8, 74. Swans 6-8, 44.
Crackers, what do you make of the first, 6 minutes of this term?
Oh, St Kilda will settle down, but the Swans really did come out. They've had a go. They're pretty good. Brass has got to them.
The kick in by Bays, out wide to Huskis. Can he get there before the line? Yes, he does just. And marks in front of Thornborough. St Kilda 11-8, Sydney 6-8 here at Waverley Park. The short kick, a poor one for Garlick, intercepted there by Burke. The ball comes down towards Thornborough, getting better. He's played a pretty good game. Handball across to Harvey. Harvey's hand pass to Keogh. Keogh kicks in towards the sun, and Vidovic, shielding his eyes, takes the mark, then goes long. Rose is there. Lockett will have to come third in line, and he's not in the contest as Lowe tried to punch the ball away from Rose, but he took the mark. Gets the hand pass out wide, ends up with Bays from Mooney. Bays runs around the wing, has a bounce, then a centering kick towards Gray, and kick it at centre half forward. Peckett is there. Kickett's got the front possession. Kick off the ground by Ralph Smith, picked up by Dunkley, gets out of a grand tackle and does it well. Hand passes backwards to McRae. McRae gets out of a hollow tackle. He might be caught by Shaw. They're calling for holding the ball, but he wasn't retarded in that little sequence of play. As McRae kicks towards half forward. A two threats to by Frawley across the half back line. Here's a chance for Gray. He goes in and collides with Shaw. The ball picked up by Vidovic. Hand pass to Anderson, who kicks the ball out wide looking for Bardsley. Seymour is there. Bardsley knocks it to his advantage. Although the ball breaks back, Seymour is there. Bardsley claims him, and there'll be a ball up on the far side wing. St Kilda by 30 points on 3-0's match of the day. Phil Pennell, the latest from the Western Oval.
Richmond lead by 9 points, 9-9-63 to Fitzroy, 8-6-54, and we've played 16 minutes, Peter.
Bounce on centre wing, outer side of the ground, is forced through by Shaw of St Kilda. Kicked off the ground towards half forward, trapped by Seymour of the Swans. He carries the ball over the boundary line. So a throwing to take place, still on the outer side of the ground. Half forward Frank for St Kilda, who lead 74-44 after 8.5 minutes in this third term. from the throw-in. Vidovic there at the back, Keogh. It's taken up time by McRae. McRae tackle, loses possession, picked up by Nathan Burke. Hooked across towards half forward. Through comes McMahon of the Swans. Well tackled by O'Brien. Picked up that time by Kelly. Kelly's kick off the side of the boot in towards the centre, and Sean Ralph Smith has taken a timely mark for St Kilda. Plays on across the ground, looking for Winmar. Out in front that time of Kapler, and Winmar is marked inside the centre square. Wants to get the ball moving in a hurry and does exactly that as Stuart Lowe has given the lead. Bounces just in front of Lowe. He swings onto the left foot, hooks it towards centre half back. Huska's coming the wrong way, has taken the mark. Ball play on by the umpire. He's able to get a little short kick towards Bays. Bays a hand pass across the ground to Rose. He plays on from centre half back and swings it back towards the centre of the ground. Winmar up high, couldn't take the mark. It runs through towards Hollow of St Kilda. A quick hand pass back towards Anderson, caught him a little unawares. Higgins taps the ball in towards the centre, and a tackle too high against the Swans. Kelly called play on by the umpire. Winmar taps the ball off the ground, goes towards Kapler of the Swans, who comes through with play. Tackled hard, play scrambly at the moment as nobody can get the ball clear, and the umpire will come in and direct it. He'll bounce the ball just on the point of the centre square with St Kilda 74, Swans 44.
Almost 10 minutes in the third term. David, underway in the third term at the MCG, yes?
Just about to be balled up now, Pete.
Okay, Collingwood by 8 points there at half-time. Out of the pack, Grant gets the hand pass to Ralph Smith, dodges the pack, then kicks in towards centre half forward for the Saints. Rose the spoil. It comes down towards O'Brien, but good work behind the pack there by McMahon. Spins out of trouble, gets the Swans forward towards half forward. The spoil came from Pekin. In front of the pack, Kicker picks it up, kicks away from Shaw, in towards the forward pocket. Frawley goes to ground. A chance here for Creswell. Knocks it out towards Lewis. Gets out of a Pekin tackle. Does well. Two St Kilda players collide as Lewis kicks in towards goal. He's just offline. And after doing so much good work, should have really capitalised on that. He's tallied 2 goals, 3. St Kilda by 29 points, 11-8 to 6-9. Simon Madden.
I think the Swans have really increased the pressure on the body, that there's more packs forming, there's a lot more harassment by them. They're really running to put pressure on it. It's good to see.
Look a bit quicker, don't they?
Another short kick from Pekin, taken by Anderson. Pekin runs up down the ground, accepts the hand pass back. Then he puts a beautiful pass straight towards centre half back and Chris Hollow. Hollow directs the ball across the ground, and mark again taken. Well, should have been taken. With free kick would have been played, but Keogh was allowed the advantage rule. Punched away by the Swans defence. Lowe was there, couldn't be taken. Taps the ball over the top again. Picked up by Seymour. A hand pass across to McRae. The Swans go forward as McRae puts a nice pass straight onto the chest of Creswell. No man on the mark as Creswell plays on, comes straight across the ground towards centre half forward. Dunkley in the front almost took the mark, and I think, well, he has paid the mark. That's ridiculous, Packers.
That is a disgrace. Like, I don't know what these umpires are on about, but that wasn't a mark. You know, if it was anything, it was a free kick, but it wasn't a mark. But he's put up the mark in.
There's about 5 other attempts like that around the ground that have been played on.
I didn't think it was a free kick even, but...
No.
So
Andrew, he actually paid the mark. He put the hands up for a mark.
Did,
that was what he paid.
But Andrew Dunkley has kicked 2 goals. Started the game
at fullback. He's an ordinary kick out of defence. He's done well since having a couple of shots for goal, Bob.
He's got that fever in him.
It's still an awkward-looking kick, but nonetheless, if they go through, they're effective.
He comes from Hobart. He's from this James Manson school of kicking.
May have trouble with the distance as Andrew Dunkley favours the drop punt. Doesn't quite make the distance, and well, Vidovic is surprised that he didn't try and take the mark. He was clear, and he tapped it back to put it through for 1 point. So give that one to Andrew Dunkley. It's 11-8, 74 St Kilda. Swans 6-10, 46.
And speaking of Swans, David at the MCG.
No change to the half-time score. It's still an 8-point lead to Collingwood. It's Collingwood 9-7-61, Geelong 8-5-53, 2.5 minutes gone. Phil.
We've played 20 minutes into the third quarter and Richmond lead by 10 points. They're 9-10-64, Fitzroy 8-6-54.
The Saints by 28 points here at Waverley Park as Harvey is marked on the wing right in front of us. Shoveling hand pass to Ralph Smith. He might have... Oh, good tackle by Dunkley, I think it was. But Ralph Smith got the ball out to Vidovic. That was a bit of luck. He kicks sideways to Pekin. Attacking side of the centre. Pekin finds Lockett. But Lockett's about 60 metres out directly in front. Now Lowe calling for it, but he's going to go short and finds O'Brien. Good option by Lockett.
He had to mark that one.
Yeah.
It would have gone straight through him if he didn't mark it. He'd be very bruised. They would have changed the ball.
45 metres out directly in front, Craig O'Brien. The Saints by 28 as he comes in. He's kicked 2. Drop punt on its way. And it looks to be perfect. Yes, Lowe applauds it. 3 goals to Craig O'Brien. And the Saints skip away. 12-8-80, Sydney 6-10-46. Half-time the VFA, Frankston 11-8 to Port Melbourne 2-6. Simon Madden.
Well, when you've got a couple of spearheads, you've got O'Brien as well as Lockett. It's good to see Lockett that type of play. He's not taking it upon himself to be the only goal kicker trying for the long kicks. He's looking for the other options. It's a good part of a forward's game that he can kick the goals and then pass off as well.
David, any change at the MCG?
First blood to the Cats. They trail by 2 points now at the 4-minute mark. It's Geelong 9-5-59, trailing Collingwood 9-7-61.
St Kilda by 34 points as Rose got the kick from the centre. Anderson leaves the ball for Harvey, who has time to steady. Places the short kick straight into the centre, right inside the centre circle, actually, and marked by Bowie. Got a little long to kick the ball, but it goes straight down towards O'Brien. Spilt the mark, going after it again. Through comes Winmar. It's Nathan Burke of St Kilda who grabs it. Actually kicks it the wrong way. It's trapped by Kelly, tackled too high, and he'll take the free kick. St Kilda fans not happy, but certainly it was a free kick for a high tackle, and Paul Kelly, the Swan skipper, will take the kick. Puts it out wide towards Leon Higgins. Too high for that play, but he's able to tap the ball forward. Would have been a free kick for holding, but Garlick is allowed the advantage rule, and Simon Garlick of the Swans places the ball down towards Lewis, up high, down before acceptances. It's grabbed by Creswell, hooked towards goal, and Creswell has put it through for his second goal. Creswell kicks his second to move the Swans to 7-10-52 with St Kilda 12-8-80. Peter.
Yes, it was a good bit of passage of play. They did work very hard, the Swans, to get it down there, but they've got to rely on the crumbing goal because of lack of height in the forward line, and they're always under pressure. But that was a good working goal, and well, they're a fair way behind, but they've still got a bit of a chance. So one thing about them, they don't give up. They've got a little bit of character, this mob, and they just keep on struggling along.
The Saints by 28 points after having led by 34, and from the centre bounce it's Seymour getting the Swans going forward again. Kicks the ball up towards the half-forward flank, towards the little scoreboard. Now let's see, it's Creswell in front of Peckett, knocks the ball over, and there'll be a throw in. St Kilda 12-8, Sydney 7-10, but as Cracker said, they've spirited lot, this Sydney Swans, and they're playing this game right out. Lockett has kicked how many? 6 goals too? Yeah, 6-2. Now the boundary throw in, half-forward flank for the Sydney Swans. Knocked down by Vidovic. Let's see. Keogh got the handball across to Bowie. Bowie breaks clear, kicks in towards the sunny middle of Waverley Park, where Lowe takes the mark, delivers a hand pass to Harvey. Harvey now goes through the traffic. He's on the centre square line. Kicks down towards Lockett. The ball deflected off a hand, but it goes to Lockett. He swings around. The ball curls towards goal. It keeps his line on bouncing, and true for a behind to St Kilda. 12-9-81 the Saints. Sydney 7-10-52. David at the MCG.
Still a 2-point lead to Collingwood, Peter, at the 6-minute mark. It's Collingwood 9-7-61, leading Geelong 9-5-59. Phil.
We've played 25 minutes and Richmond have extended their lead to 16 points there, 10-11-71, and Fitzroy 8-7-55.
Short pass to Bays was going towards Waters, but then Keogh whipped in to fist the ball over the boundary. The throw in the forward pocket for the Swans, who trail 52-81. 17 minutes into this third term from the throw in. It's tapped away by the Swans, taken by Kelly. Kelly gets out of one tackle, but then he loses it and gives it a hand pass towards Huskers, who taps the ball on in fine style to Higgins. Higgins now with the left foot. Nobody at home. It goes too high for Doreen. Bounces well for him, though. He just keeps the ball in play. Hooks it down towards half forward, where Caven leads in the race for the ball. Taps the ball back. Dunkley comes in, straightens up and hooks it across towards Kickett, and the Swans might be back in business, Crackers, as Derek Kickett has marked only 30 metres out directly in front.
Well, he hasn't done much all day, Derek, and he's one of those players that does save himself. But that was a lovely bit of play by the Swans. They did work it back into the corridor, and he was working there. Gets a goal, and all of a sudden, they've got a game in our hands.
So Derek Kickett from directly in front has hooked it, and unfortunately for the Swans is offline and only 1 point. Well, golden opportunity there, Simon.
Well, yeah, that time, it's definitely a goal opportunity. It's interesting, they've played into that position on a couple of occasions with no player there, but at least Derek did work to be the option when they curled the ball back into the centre corridor.
Kick in by Peck and marked by Ralph Smith. The Saints lead by 28 points. His kick out towards the wing in front of us here is kept in play. Picked up by Dunkley. Kicks back towards half forward. Awkward bounce there for Ralph Smith. Caven comes in to give him a tackle. Picked up by Bowie. Handball to Ralph Smith. Flicks it on to Higgins, who overran the ball. That's picked up by Bowie, who's closest to the ground. He's on the wing. Kicks up towards the half forward line, but the mark has been taken by Mooney. Plays on. Thornborough applies to tackle, and the hand pass loose. Picked up by Rose. Gets out of trouble. trouble. Runs through the AFL crest. Gets the hand pass to Kapler. He's on the attacking side of the centre. Kicks down looking for Kickett. The ball on the bounce. Out there is Caven. So it's Hollow and Pekin comes in. Picked up by Kickett. Does well. Handball across to Peter Caven. He's 65 metres out. Sees Doreen in the forward pocket. Takes the mark and plays on. Goes short to Lewis. And Lewis is marked at centre half forward. Devonport prepares to come on for the Saints. Lewis, 2 goals, 3. The lead comes from Dunkley. Now Lewis is 53 metres out. He comes in. It's dropping a little bit short. Bit of wrestling going on. Flick on by Grant. And he's conceded the behind. And it's through for a behind to Sydney. St Kilda 12-9, Sydney 12-4. So it's 81-54. David at the MCG.
Cats back in front by 3 points, Peter. At the 9-minute mark, it's Geelong 10-5-65, leading Collingwood 9-8-62. Phil.
Richmond by 22 points as Matthew Knights comes in to shoot from 30 metres. 11-11-77, Fitzroy are 8-7-55. Knights kicked that goal, so Richmond are 12-11-83.
The short kicking was marked off by Vidovic, taken by Pickett, now intercepted by McRae, who straightens up. He's hooked it completely, though. Golden opportunity going begging. It's over the boundary line on the foot.
It's interesting, both of these sides, when they've both increased their work rate, both offensive and defensively. They're working hard to receive the ball and also to put the pressure on. When that pressure's on, their skills aren't as good.
Frawley with the free kick.
By 27 points. Frawley free kick for out on the 4. Kicks out beyond 50. Let's see, it's Hollow there getting the hand pass out to Keogh. Keogh gives it to Winmar. The kick only travels 3 metres to Shaw. Shaw kicks into the back of Rose and it rebounds off his body over for a boundary throw in. St Kilda 12-9-81. Sydney 7-12-54. Crackers, what do you make of it halfway through the third term?
I reckon there's a bit of a fight back of the Swans here. This game's not over and the Saints have stopped running.
From the boundary throw in, knocked down by Dunkley. Handball across to Doreen. Doreen's hand pass to Kelly. Just squeezes a kick about 10 metres further down the field inside 50. And it's been worked over by the Saints defence. A few Swans players want a free kick for out deliberately, but the umpire said no. In fact, we're more than halfway through the term. We're 21 minutes in. And it's the Saints who have the breeze in this term. Now, from the throw-in, it's knocked down by Thornborough, who just burrows into the pack. A bit lucky not to give away a free kick. And there'll be a ball up about 35 out from the Swans' goal. But St Kilda setting up an early lead, leading by 34 at half-time, which obviously, now that things are pretty even, is holding them in good stead. Off the pack taken by Anderson, but he can't get his kick. It goes to McRae. He's caught, tries to spin out of trouble, couldn't do so. A ball up on the half-forward flank for the Sydney Swans.
Waters has now got Harvey, Pete, so I think that's about the 5th opponent.
Saints by 27 points. There's the ball up, half-forward flank for the Swans as Vidovic takes the ball out of the air, but he can't find space to run away, and there's the throw-in once again. So pretty untidy here. Let's check the other scores. David Mackay at the MCG.
3-point lead to the Cats with McCartney shooting for goal for Collingwood. At the 11-minute mark, it's Collingwood 9-8-62, trailing Geelong 10-5-65. Phil.
Richmond by 29 points at three-quarter time, 12-12-84. Fitzroy 8-7-55 and gone.
From the throw-in, it was punched back over the boundary line by Laser Vidovic of St Kilda. So another throw-in to take place. Vidovic's there from behind, wins the tap-out, taken by Bowie. Bowie's kicking towards the centre of the ground. Out in front was Huskus and traps the ball beautifully. He got a hand pass in, was tackled after he got rid of the ball, and the free kick will be relayed down the ground where it'll be taken. It looks like Seymour who will take it. Now he gives the hand pass across to Huskus, runs straight through towards centre half forward and puts the long kick down towards the goal square. Kicker comes across the front, punched away by Peak, and good defensive work by that player. Creswell kicks the ball off the ground, runs it through for 1 point kick by Darren Creswell. He has 2 goals too as the Swans move to 7-13-55, St Kilda 12-9-81.
Three-quarter time at the Western. Fitzroy led by 30 points at quarter time, but at three-quarter time it's the Tigers by that margin, 12-12-84 to Fitzroy 8-7-54. Slight delay here with squeezing the score from the MCG. David.
McCartney gold, Peter, and it's a 3-point lead to the Magpies at the 13-minute mark. It's Collingwood 10-8-68, leading Geelong 10-5-65.
Now the kick in from that behind by Creswell. It's been marked by Caven of Sydney Swans about 60 metres out from goal. So he's about a kick and a fraction out. Now he leans back and sits it up. Now Kickett might set himself. He does. One grab, not the second. The ball in the goal square, picked up by Pekin. Why hand pass to Barry? I'll never know. Barry's hand pass back to Pekin. Hand pass to Harvey. Harvey runs across the full back line and redirects play out wide to Shaw, who's having a shocking day. Had the sun in his eyes. McRae comes in. Shaw hung on to McRae. The ball comes out of the pack and taken by Harvey. Has one bounce as he runs outside 50. Carries the ball. He's had 2. Now he's had 3. Almost lost it. A little bit of basketball magic there. He's had about 5 bounces. Now he's on the wing on the outer side. Now there's not much movement further down the field. The forwards were stationary. Attempt to kick off the ground by Winmar is okay. Beneath the main scoreboard. The chance for Rose. Knocks the ball towards the boundary and flicked back by O'Brien, but it's over for a boundary throw in. Well, he had 5 or 6 bounces and not one forward led to him at all. They just were stationary as I got the glasses back to have a look. St Kilda 81, Sydney 55. This game is not over yet from the throw-in. The ball knocked down towards Bardsley. Kicks the ball in towards the goal square. Lockett one out, takes the mark. 3 metres out directly in front. Well, you talk about being the difference. He's coming up for goal number 7.
They got the hammer out now and the nails, Peter.
12th mark, thanks Jack. So he puts the ball on the ground and goes through his routine. But he was 1 out in the goal square and 1 out he'll win nearly every time. And he drop punched straight through for goal number 7. So a little bit of a breather there for the Saints because the Swans have been very good in this term. St Kilda 13-9-87, Sydney 7-13-55 before Simon Madden. Phil, 30 points, Richmond lead by a 3/4 time. We won't go to you. Let's squeeze in a score from the MCG, David.
4-point lead to the Magpies, Peter, at the 15-minute mark. It's Collingwood 10-9-69, leading Geelong 10-5-65.
The sound of Melbourne, 774-3LO.
Lockett just used his strength there. Baves is in the right position, in front, doing the right thing. The ball was flicked into the goal square. Lockett, just his size and weight, held him out, and it's actually in the best position when he's standing behind.
25.5 minutes, 32 points the margin in favour of St Kilda. From the throw-in, Keogh got it across to Devonport. A high kick, very high, in fact, taking a long time to come down, and the only man who judged the ball well as low. Got a beautiful hand pass across to Winmar, who looks for Lockett again, and the big man in beautiful position, beautiful disposal from Winmar. Great football, Peter Keenan.
Don't see better than that. Stuart Miller under a terrible one. It had the hospital written all over that big mark, but he just stood his ground, took it out, fed it out to Nicky Winmar and a little bit of magic. And the big fella on the end of a lead, it's an awesome sight. And he just turned around and he just puts the hands out, and it's like one of those fish being swallowed up by a monster. It just gets taken in.
Great understanding between Winmar and Lockett, and just read each other's play beautifully. Lockett with 7 goals, 4 of St Kilda's 13-9. Make it 8-4 as it spears the centre to move St Kilda to 14-9-93. Swans 7-13-55.
Almost 3/4 time here at Waverley Park. Let's go to Phil briefly for goal kickers in the game between Richmond and Fitzroy. The Tigers lead by 5 goals at 3/4 time.
For Richmond, Brendan Gale and Matthew Knights each have 3, 2 to Edwards and Michael Gardner, 1 each to Richardson and Nash. Brendan Edwards actually played most of the 3rd quarter at full forward. And
Brendan Edwards, I thought he retired.
Just go back to sleep, will you? You know who I mean.
Play underway. All right, play underway here just before 3/4 time after that goal from Lockett. From the centre bounce, first possession goes to Harvey. Kicks to half forward. The ball punched away from Winmar by Kapler, but it comes back to Winmar, but he's on the ground on all 4, so he can't do much with it. The ball squeezes out of the pack to Kelly, who kicks out towards the boundary. And will it go over? Yes, it will go over. Dunkley couldn't keep it in play. Now, David Mackay, did I detect your microphone coming on to tell us some sweet news from the MCG?
No, it wasn't, but Collingwood still lead by 4 points, Peter, at the 17-minute mark. It's Collingwood 10-9-69, Geelong 10-5-65.
Here at Waverley Park, it's St Kilda 14-9, Sydney 7-13 from the throw-in taken by Vidovic, but straight down to Higgins, who kicks out towards the boundary again. A bad break there for Devonport. The ball on its end, it went back into play, picked up by Waters. A long hand pass backwards has found Dunkley. Dunkley's about 2 kicks out from goal, but there's the siren for 3/4 time. 3/4 time at Waverley Park, and the lead is, 38 points, Mr. School Teacher. I think it is. St Kilda 14-9-93 to Sydney 7-13-55. So after all that hard work at the end of the day, or the end of the quarter, the Saints actually made up and increased their half-time lead by 4 points. St Kilda 14-9-93 to Sydney 7-13-55.
Foster Special. It's Viv's favourite beer. Isn't it, Vivian?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Magnum. It's bliss.
I'm in a world of my own.
Pure luxury.
That first bite. Oh, the chocolate cracks. My heart melts.
I have to have one now.
Nothing compares to Magnum.
Perfection.
Ecstasy.
Passionate.
Yeah, I'm hooked. It's all mine.
Sure, my last kick was a goal.
Sharon A-grade football, $79. Seacombe sponsored footy jumpers, $69. ISC AFL t-shirts, $25.
More than 500,000 people have fled Rwanda to escape death. In appalling conditions, they huddle, desperately needing food, shelter, water and medical aid. The Care Australia Rwanda Appeal. Please give at any branch of the Commonwealth Bank or send your donations to GPO Box 9977 in your capital city and show you care.
But in the end, they had nothing up forward. Derek Kickett's at forward with, he's got a very big bandage on his knee and had a chance. Lewis has been a little bit wasteful. I've got him down for 2 goals for. Well, the forward's got to kick better than that. Whereas St Kilda, when the ball went down forward, Lockett just swallowed it up and kicked a goal, and that was the difference. They've worked very hard. Harvey got back into that quarter. Vidovic's playing well. Lockett, Keogh's giving plenty of the ball. Nathan Burke, you know, Tim Peakin's doing a very good job, and they're just going along. The game will pan out that St Kilda will win it, but by how far, well, it's to be decided. They've just got to keep on working. A few fine pieces of play by Winmar, absolutely vintage in that quarter.
Okay, some of the stats. Harvey, 23 possessions. Keogh, 21. Kelly, 18. And Doreen, 16. The free kicks, Sydney, 11. St Kilda, 9. And the possessions from the middle, Sydney, 13. St Kilda, 11. Let's go around the grounds quickly. David at the MCG.
Magpies by 7 points at the 23-minute mark. It's Collingwood 11-12, 78. Leading Geelong 11-5, 71. Phil.
Richmond by 17 points at the 4-minute mark of the last quarter. 12-12, 84. Fitzroy, 10-7, 67.
Okay, the Tigers haven't scored, and the Roys have kicked the first 2 goals of the final term there. We'll keep you posted on that match. This match, of course, our main broadcast game this afternoon. Tomorrow from Princes Park from 2 o'clock after our Commonwealth Games coverage, it's Carlton and West Coast. Of course, keep you posted on the game between Collingwood and Geelong. I think Crackers is pretty interested in that game. About to go here in the final quarter. I've got a feeling that Sydney gave it its best shot in the third term, and the Saints answered and lead at three-quarter time by 38 points. Here's Bobby Skilton.
From that 38-point lead, no decisive tap in the centre. Kelly picked the ball up, got the quick hand pass in. It's back towards centre-half forward for St Kilda, where Lowe has taken the juggling mark, and he has marked. Now, he looks like Bayes is out on Lowe at centre-half back. Gray is on full back on Lockett, and he starts off to see Lockett take the diving mark, and Lockett very quick to come around and make the umpire bring him back. So it's worth the attempt, Simon.
It is always worth the attempt if you can at least get maybe half a yard, maybe a whole yard, maybe even a couple of yards if you're quick enough. Well, it's opened up the goalpost for you.
And after the umpire moved away, Lockett moved across a couple of steps, and young Gray, showing his inexperience, I felt, came across and allowed him to come across as well. So Tony Lockett, 8 goals for to his name out of 14 goals, 9. Pretty acute angle, but if Lockett's got the kicking boot on, then should be no bother at all. He's only 25 metres out as Tony Lockett kicks into the man on the mark, misjudged it completely. Through he comes again. It's close to the boundary line, taken over by Troy Gray, and so no score there to St Kilda. It remains 14-9-93, Swans 7-13-55.
St Kilda by 38 points. Right forward pocket, the Saints into attack. Up goes Lowe, knocks the ball down towards Barnsley. O'Brien is there, kicks the ball to a more central position. Up goes Lowe, off his fingers, a chance for Shaw. Shaw running the wrong way, good harassment from Kelly. Shaw goes to ground, Kelly takes possession. He's tackled by Winmar, and there'll be a ball up on 50 with the Saints into attack. St Kilda 14-9-93, Sydney 7-13-55. We've played nearly 2 minutes in the final term. A ball up at centre-half forward. In ruck is Vidovic. Someone's wearing 59. I'm not sure who it is. It might be Keogh. He's had 17 and 60. Might have 59. Off the packet's taken by O'Brien. Kicks long in towards goal. It's offline and through for a behind. Kicked by Craig O'Brien. His tally for the day, 3 goals, 1. So it's Sydney 7-13-55, St Kilda 14-10-94. Both venues, David Mackay at the MCG.
Collingwood by 7 points at the 26-minute mark. It's Collingwood 12-12, 84, leading Geelong 12-5, 77. Phil.
Richmond by 17 points at the 7-minute mark, 12-13, 85 to Fitzroy, 10-8, 68.
The long kick in by Gray eventually ends up with Harvey, who goes towards goal, but Rose dives forward to just touch the ball through for 1 point. The kick by Robert Harvey, and Nathan Burke was in the middle of that with a hand pass, and it moves St Kilda to 14 goals, 11, 95. 40 points up on the Swans, 7-13, 55.
All St Kilda in the early part of this final term as Gray kicks in and finds McMahon on the halfback flank. That was a good kick. Harvey's on the mark. Small crowd. Give it to you in just a moment. The attendance has just come through. The kick by McMahon has been marked by Brunton. Sweeps a hand pass out towards Kelly. Kelly runs away from Keogh. No, he doesn't. Keogh comes in and squeezes Kelly up. He doesn't kick too far, but it's okay eventually as he finds McRae. McRae marks, kicks to half forward. Grant got up high but couldn't take the mark. Frawley doubling back, and so is Peckett. Frawley picks up the loose ball, gets the hand pass across to Pekin, and the Saints out of trouble as Pekin delivers short to Lowe, who marks on the halfback flank for the Saints.
Stuart Lowe goes on towards the centre wing where Vidovic is on his own and takes the easiest of marks. Still running down the ground is Pekin. With him, Derek Kickett. Vidovic then forces the ball in towards the centre. Brunton backing back, tapped the ball away. It runs through to McRae of the Swans, who straightens up and puts it to centre half forward. Nobody home for either side. It bounces towards Peckett. Does well to tap the ball on and go after it again. Great defensive work by Justin Peckett, who got a hand pass on to Devonport. Devonport straightens up towards Winmar at half forward. Kapler taps the ball away. Swooping on it was Seymour. Has it tapped out of his hand. It comes back to Little Bowie. Bowie. Beautiful play by Bowie. Looks to Lockett. It's too high for that player. Gray backs back. Was able to recover before Lockett, then puts himself under pressure. Lockett tackles him, and a penalty, much to the joy of the St Kilda fans. Lockett turns around and goes straight across the ground, and I thought Lockett made a bad piece of play there, Pete.
Yes, he should have taken his time. He tried to kick it into young Bardsley, and he wasn't balanced when he kicked the ball, and it skewed off his foot and went over the other side of the ground. But, oh, gee, it was a good get, as they say.
40 points to lead to St Kilda, 95 to 55, 4.5 minutes into this final term. Taken off the hands of the pack by Bayes. His kick, a short one, just missed by young Garlick, who dived forward. Harvey picks the ball up, hooks it across the ground, and Bardsley has taken the mark for St Kilda. 45 metres out, on the mark, Adam Huskis, the youngster from Norwood, who originally was from Box Hill here in Victoria. So Bardsley of St Kilda looks down the ground. Vidovic dropping short, but ignores that one. Bardsley should have a shot at goal from here. He'll kick from about 48 metres. Lovely kick off the boot, straight as a die, and through for full points to Christian Bardsley. He kicked his first goal to move St Kilda to 15-11, 101, Swans 7-13, 55.
David Mackay, three-quarter time at the MCG yet?
Yes, Peter, three-quarter time. A close one here. Collingwood lead by 1 point. It's Collingwood 12-12, 84, leading Geelong 13-5, 83. In that quarter, Ablett kicked 3 goals for the Cats.
What's his total for the match?
4 for the game.
Phil.
Richmond 13-13, 91. Fitzroy 10-8, 68, and we've played 11 minutes.
The Sound of Melbourne, 774 3LO.
From the centre bounce, the restart play. Vidovic got it down. Eventually, it's Devonport through the pack, kicks up towards half forward. It's on the bounce. Bayes traps it, runs across the half-back line, gets a hand pass across to Gray. Gray on the half-back flank, kicks out wide to Brunton. It's on his bootlaces, just short of a half volley. In fact, it was Kelly, the skipper. Kelly picks it up, gets the handball away. It comes out towards McRae. McRae, neat left foot pass down towards the wing, where it's marked by Kickett. Kickett plays on with a hand pass to Garlick. Garlick on the wing and beyond, gets around Pekin, then draws the player, handball across to Huskis. He's 65 metres out, goes long in towards goal. The chance here for Mooney. Can he trap it? No. Peckett comes in with his pace, picks it up, runs out towards the boundary, then kicks to Pekin, but he's put it out on the full, and it's going to be a free kick to the Sydney Swans. Higgins. St Kilda 15-11, 101. Sydney 7-13, 55. The margin 46 points. Higgins kicks it towards centre half forward. All St Kilda jumpers there. Keogh knocks it down towards Bowie, who's taken high and will take the free kick at centre half back. A point the difference at three-quarter time at the MCG. The Magpies just in front of the Cats. The kick by Bowie up towards half-back. Picked up off the pack by McRae. McRae's kicking towards the pocket. Poor delivery, and the mark is taken by Grant. A sweeping hand pass to Bowie beneath the big scoreboard. Grant goes back to get Mooney away from Bowie, and Bowie delivers to the half-back flank, where the mark is taken by St Kilda's Anderson.
Anderson at half-back flank inside the 50-metre line. Taking plenty of time, not many loose players around. Keogh calls for it upfield, but Anderson elects to keep the ball close to the boundary line. Stewart low up high, and a fine mark taken by that player. So Lowe coming right up from half forward line, gives the hand pass across to Devonport, straightens up and plays it to Vidovic. It's punched away. Through comes Kickett of the Swans. Gathers the ball well. The short kick from Kickett goes past Higgins. He dived forward but couldn't take it. The ball tapped on by Grant towards Robert Harvey, running clear. He's got Pekin wide. Pekin takes the mark and has all the time to steady up. Hand pass to Devonport. Runs through the logo, then gives the hand pass over the top to Keogh. Keogh straightens up and with the left foot looks for Lockett. Too high for that player. At the back though, Winmar gathers it. The umpire has blown the whistle. It'll be brought back and the free kick will be taken by Troy Gray of infringement against Tony Lockett. Gray a hand pass across to Kapler. Kapler goes wide, looking for out there wide. Doreen was too high for that play, but he gathers up again, goes forward. It's missed by Doreen, taken out wide by Creswell, and it runs over the boundary line. So the throw-in will take place midway between half-forward flank and forward pocket for St Kilda, who lead 101 to 55.
That's 46 points. And the boundary throw-in on the half-forward line, knocked down by Lowe, who to it was to Shaw. Shaw kicks to half-forward. Gray left it behind. Oh, Lockett goes in. They're having a little to-do behind play with that boundary throw-in, and Lockett's come in and given him a nice hip and shoulder.
It's been on, you're right.
He won't get reported, and shouldn't be reported. But he certainly gave him a hip and shoulder. They were having a few words to say behind play. St Kilda 15-11, Sydney 7-13. He has been reported for unduly rough play, so there's one for you to check on tonight, Bobby. As the Gray thought about the hand pass away, and he's going back to take his kick. Three-quarter time at the MCG, Collingwood by a point. Let's get the latest from the Western Oval from Phil Pennell.
Richmond 14-13, 97. Fitzroy 10-9, 69, and we've played 14 minutes.
Well, judging by that, the umpire certainly has reported him, and Troy Gray being a little bit antagonistic towards Lockett. Don't know whether I would be, Pete.
No, well, I saw it happening and I thought, oh, gee, it's like grabbing a tiger.
Nice pass from Gray, finds Higgins at centre half back, so the left foot from Higgins should get the ball right out of the dangerous area. He plays it in towards the centre, kick it up high from behind, couldn't take the mark. Through comes Robert Harvey, a beautiful blind turn, a quick hand pass to Bowie. Bowie then straightens up, the little left foot kick over the top. Devonport taps it on, takes it on the second, then third grab, and Devonport has marked 60 metres out from goal. Rose has dropped back to pick up Lockett along with Gray, and Devonport will go for the long kick as Kickett will come off the ground for the Swans, and Lockett gets the lead. Well, I think Gray thought they were going to kick it long, so too Rose, and a beautiful pass found Lockett on the lead. So once again, good understanding. He's been in fine form today, that full forward, Peter.
Oh, well, it's vintage, isn't it? He's kicked 8 goals, 4. He'll probably get 9. It's a pity he's been reported, but...
15 marks.
Yeah, like it's been vintage Lockett. He's a class act when he's playing football, I tell you.
So Lockett will kick from about 45 metres, not much of an angle at all. And off the boot, beautiful looking kick. Goal umpire does not move, and St Kilda moves to 16-11, 107. Swans 7-13, 55. Lockett's ninth goal.
David Mackay at the MCG underway in the final term yet?
Yes, we're underway, Peter. We've been playing now for 1 minute, but it's still a 1-point lead to the Magpies. Collingwood 12-12, 84. Geelong 13-5, 83. Phil.
We've played 16 minutes and Richmond 15-13, 103 lead Fitzroy 10-9, 60.
Well, Lockett's off the ground, Crankers. What do you make of it? Been dragged for that misdemeanour or what? He's kicked 9 goals.
I'd just say that he's kicked 9 goals. Stan probably thinks they've won the game, and he's keeping him out of harm's way.
Okay, from the centre bounce, it's Hollow getting St Kilda forward again, up towards Thornborough, but he lost it. The man close to the ground is Gray. A lot of potential, Gray. Kicks the ball on the bounce. It goes past Shaw. Can't do a thing right. Did a sportsman's night with him on Wednesday night. He was in better form then. The ball comes out wide to Eustace. He's tackled. Shaw goes in trying to apply the tackle, but it's picked up there by Kelly. He gets out of a attempted trip. He gets the handball across to McRae, and McRae's short pass to half forward has been marked by Creswell. What's happened? Lockett's coming back on, so Stanley's obviously had a word to him. And Big Everett lumbers off. And Lockett is back on. So it only took about 20 seconds for Stan to deliver the message. Now Creswell from 50. The roar as Lockett comes back on. The kick by Creswell is a very good one, and he's put it through for a goal for the Sydney Swans, and that's his third. 3 goals to Creswell. Score check at Waverley Park, and don't forget tomorrow we're at Princes Park for Carlton West Coast. St Kilda 16-11, Sydney 8-13, 107 playing 61. Both venues, David at the MCG.
Kilda Magpies by a point at the 2.5-minute mark. It's Collingwood 12-12, 84, leading Geelong 12-5, 83. Phil.
Richmond by 34 points at the 19-minute mark, 15-13, 103. Fitzroy 10-9, 69. But Richmond will add to that with, I think it's McQueen kicking from the goal square.
On the centre bounce, it's taken away by Bowie. Straight down the ground. Lockett in fine position. Has missed the mark. Back comes Gray. Gathers the ball well. A blind turn. Gives the hand pass across where it's taken by the Swans, but a free kick. No, it would have been paid. The Swans player in Gray is down behind play. As on centre wing, we find Doreen with the ball. Places the ball down towards the forward area, but it's taken over the boundary line by Pekin, and Gray is still down back behind play, and all I can say, it was not Lockett.
No, it wasn't.
Lockett's friend.
Yeah. Now, what's happening? Well, a trainer's down one end. Play's been stopped. No, it hasn't. It's out on the far side, the half forward flank for the Swans. Off the pack, it's taken by Keogh. Keogh's kicked the half forward, and Lowe's taken the mark. That player's still in the hands of the trainers. Now, Stewie Lowe near the crest on the wing, goes square towards Hollow, but Seymour closing, but Hollow can't mark. Spoil came from Seymour, but Hollow recovers, gets the hand pass to Lowe. It's on the bounce. He needed a good bounce and got it. Handball back towards Shaw. Shaw can't pick it up. He's having a shocking day today. A nice bloke. Handball across to Bardsley. Bardsley kicks down towards Lockett. He's got 2 to beat. 1 grab, knocks it down towards O'Brien, his mate. Handball across to Winmar. Winmar has a pot shot for goal, and he's put it through for the Saints. 2 goals to Winmar. 14 minutes in the final term. St Kilda 17-11, 113. Sydney 8-13, 61. Both venues, David, at the MCG before Simon.
Still a 1 point lead to the Magpies with Paul Couch shooting on a difficult angle. So it's Collingwood 12-12, 84. Geelong 13-5, 83. 4.5 minutes gone. Phil.
Richmond by 40 points, 16-13, 109. Fitzroy 10-9, 69. And we've just entered time on.
Your Couch get that goal?
It was Rogers, and yes, he did.
No, Couch only scored a point.
Couch is at the other game.
So it scores a level at the MCG at the 5-minute mark. Collingwood 12-12, 84. Geelong 13-6, 84.
You certainly got the close one, you and Tommy. Bobby, ball going forward for the Saints again.
From the boot of Bardsley, O'Brien grabbed by the foot, and it's called play on as the advantage. Will saw it with Bowie. Bowie straightens up, floats the ball forward. Winmar up high from behind. It bounces forward, hits the post, and that kick by a little Brett Bowie, who is playing a very good game. And Simon, he's playing very well, Brett Bowie.
He's a good little player, that. It's interesting that the St Kilda's still pushing forward all the time. And the last goal by Winmar was because Lockett just used his body. Didn't take the mark, just used his body, brought the ball down. Still a good asset when he's not taking marks.
The kick in by Kapler has been marked by the Swans, and further down the field it was McRae. And McRae's marked on the half-back flank. St Kilda 114 to Sydney 61. Now McRae, a floating hand pass to Kapler just outside 50, carries the ball, winds up on that beautiful left foot. I love watching him kick. A ball, terrific mark by the Swans, taken by Dunkley. And he's relishing having a bit of space further down the field. Quick hand pass to Caven. Caven, the left foot kicking towards the forward pocket as Frawley's taken Lewis out of the contest there. That was cheekily done by Frawley. It's close to the boundary, and it's over for a throw-in. David, just you at the MCG.
Score still level, Peter, at the 6-minute mark. Collingwood 12-12, 84. Geelong 13-6, 84.
Learn those players. We might get the last few minutes from you, David.
Okay.
Yes, okay. Fair warning. St Kilda 17-12, Sydney 8-13. Now from the boundary throw on the half-forward line for the Swans, picked up by Anderson, gets the hand pass across towards Bardsley. Bardsley in towards the middle of Waverley Park. Winmar's played a fairly good game today. Takes the mark, then unloads a hand pass to Devonport. Winmar directing traffic. Devonport goes short to Bowie. He's only on the attacking side of the centre, but quickly gives the hand pass to Pekin. Pekin kicks down towards Lockett. He takes the ball on the bounce, runs up to centre half-back. Hand pass, it's a poor one to Keogh. Picked up by McRae. Handball across to Seymour, and the Swans out of trouble from half-back out towards Garlick. Bounces well for Garlick and traps the ball beautifully, straightens up, puts a little short kick in where it's marked by Creswell. Creswell 60 metres out from goal, goes for the short pass where the lead comes from Lewis, and Lewis is marked, well, about 48 metres out from goal. Lewis also goes for the short pass where Creswell ran on down the ground, loose checking by St Kilda, but with the lead they have at the moment, that's not surprising. So 114 to 61, 53 points to lead held by St Kilda, 17 minutes into the final term. So Darren Creswell has kicked 3 goals after starting the game in the centre on Robert Harvey, but being cut to pieces by Harvey. Creswell now with 3 goals of 8 to his credit. Creswell's kick has hit the post. So 3 goals, 3 to Darren Creswell, and the Swans move to 8-14-62. St Kilda 17-12, 114. Both venues, David, at the MCG.
Tudor is gold for the Cats to give them a 5-point lead at the 8-minute mark. It's Geelong 14-6-90, leading Collingwood 12-13-85. Phil.
Richmond have just kicked their 18th goal. They're 18-14, 122, and Fitzroy 10-9, 69. We've played 23 minutes.
Back here at Waverley Park, and it's, let me see, Keogh with the ball in the middle of Waverley Park. Handballs across to Devonport, who backtracks, then kicks back towards the middle to Hollow. They've had about 4 possessions for nothing, and so Hollow kicks into the man on the mark, Caven. He's got a few to beat now, so he infringes and gives away a free kick. Advantage to Sydney. Dunkley, the hand pass across to Caven. Caven kicks it towards goal, and he's put it through for the Sydney Swans, and that's his first. So a turnover there. They fiddled like anything, like Nero and Rome. St Kilda 17-12, 114. Sydney 9-14, 68. Simon Madden.
In this situation, a team leading by this much can get a little overconfident, a little bit lackadaisical. They start to, as you say, fiddle with the ball, and they're not as precise, and that's exactly what's happened there. And of course, the Swans just capitalised on that. They were outnumbered St Kilda 3-1 at the fall of the ball, and took it down and got a goal. You can't make those mistakes.
46 points to lead by St Kilda as Kelly grabs it. Got a hand pass after being tackled. It was accepted by Huskis. Huskis got the ball forward, and a push in the back would have been full, but it was a great defensive tackle. Robert Harvey ran down Doreen, then picked the ball up, goes short to Shaw, and Damon Shaw has taken the mark. So he's right by the AFL logo, and Shaw looks forward. Thought about a short kick. Now elects to go long where it's Lockett and Gray. Gray taps the ball away. Lockett goes afterwards. Kicked off the ground though by the Swans defender in Bays. Bays close to the boundary line with the right foot, keeps it in play. Bounces towards Doreen, who gathers the ball beautifully. Doreen puts it up towards centre wing. No one home for the Swans, and it was an easy mark taken by Anderson. He has nobody near him, so he's able to go on and place the ball back towards half forward. Bays comes out to take a timely mark. Plays on in towards the centre. Hollow punches the ball away for St Kilda. It comes back to that player. Through comes Anderson, taps the ball forward. Picked up now by Keogh. Well tackled, and he throws the ball away.
And when you said throw,
would have loved that one.
When you said throw, you really threw it. You had no idea of putting the other hand to it.
Would have been all right in rugby union.
Huskis now gets the hand pass and kicks in towards centre half forward for the Swans. The ball bouncing towards goal, and Creswell gets the hand pass across to Brunton. Brunton chips the ball about 20 metres out, but Frawley takes the mark there in defence for St Kilda. 20 minutes in the final term. The Saints are 17-12, 114. Sydney 9-14, 68. As some of the fans start to leave. And I was going to mention the crowd earlier. 13,454. So a disappointing crowd. Off the pack, it's Bardsley from halfback, kicking up towards the wing. Winmar's got about 4 to beat. Now let's see how he goes. Well, he beats Kapler, then kicks further down the field towards Lowe, who's got 2 to beat. Up goes Lowe, knocks the ball to the side. Houston gets into his back. There's no free kick. Houston gives the hand pass across to Seymour. He in turn McMahon by hand gives it to Kelly. Kelly on the defensive side of the centre, sweeping hand pass to Brunton. Brunton runs through the middle, couple of little side steps, then kicks in towards the lead from Lewis, and Lewis is marked at centre half forward. He plays on quickly, sees nobody home, bombs in towards goal for the Swans, and has put it through. So Lewis gets his third. He's kicked 3 goals, 3. We're 21 minutes into the final term. St Kilda 17-12, 114. Sydney 10-14, 74. David Mackay at the MCG.
Cats by 10 points with the Magpies attacking at the 11-minute mark. It's Geelong 15-6, 96. Leading Collingwood 12-14, 86, but Collingwood has just scored a goal. So now it's a 4-point lead to the Cats at the 11.5-minute mark. It's Geelong 15-6, 96, leading Collingwood 13-14, 92.
Almost 21.5 minutes, 40 points to lead to St Kilda. From the centre bounce, Rose, who just heard a moment ago, got the tap out, was picked up by Nathan Burke. Through comes Dunkley of the Swans. A high kick back towards centre half forward, where it's punched away by Pekin. Back towards Keogh. Keogh traps the ball beautifully, then swings it across the ground. A nice looking pass just wide of Anderson, but there's nobody near Anderson. St Kilda are able to take risks as Anderson now straightens up. Another loose player in Devonport out wide on the centre wing. Nobody within 20 metres, so Devonport able to pass forward towards Lowe in front of Bays. Lowe thought about the hand pass back to Devonport. Called play on by the umpire, so Lowe goes long down towards Tony Lockett. In the front position, went for it with one hand. Couldn't take it on the second grab. Through comes Kapler, kicks it off the ground, goes after it again. The pace of Bardsley, though, too much, and Bardsley was able to force the ball over the boundary. We will see a throw-in in the forward pocket for St Kilda, who lead 114-74. Just over 22 minutes have gone in this final term.
Lowe's taken 13 marks. Ralph Smith comes on and Keogh goes off. A boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Saints, knocked towards the boundary by Lowe. Huskis is there, keeps the ball. Well, it's been knocked over by Seymour, and there'll be a boundary throw in. Phil Pennell, what's happening at the Western Oval?
Well, Richmond have got this game well and truly sewn up. 18-15, 123 to Fitzroy, 10-9, 69, and we've played almost 29 minutes.
We'll check the score at the MCG in just a moment. From the boundary throw in Rose, but straight down to Bowie, who kicks to the goal square, and Gray takes the mark, runs away from the big fellow, then kicks out wide towards Doreen and Anderson. Doreen takes a good strong mark, good use of the body, plays on from centre half back, gets the handball across to Bays. Bays, the sweeping kicking towards half forward. It's on the bounce for Creswell. Packett is behind him. Creswell's got the front position, picks up the ball, then kicks grubbily in towards half forward. It's on the bounce there for Lewis, and Lewis has taken over the shoulder, says the field umpire.
No, free kick.
Oh, what's happening?
Creswell was put down after he kicked it.
Okay. So it's going to be a free kick to the Swan. No, the advantage was paid, right. So it's going to be Lewis who'll take the free kick. Yes, it was out of my range of sight, that. Thanks, boys. Now Lewis with 3 goals, 3. He's on his correct side beneath the scoreboard. The drop punt on its way. It doesn't look too bad from here, and he's put it through. So Dale Lewis gets his fourth. We've played 23.5 minutes in the final quarter. St Kilda 17-12, 114. Sydney 11-14, 80. Phil, is it full time at the Western yet?
Yes, it is, and Richmond have won by 60 points exactly, 19-15, 129 to Fitzroy's 10-9, 69.
David?
It's a three-point lead. Three-point lead to Geelong at the 14-minute mark. It's Geelong 15-6, 96, leading Collingwood 13-15, 93. Unfortunately, the game has been interrupted by an injury to Paul Williams out on the far side. He was tackled high, and I'm not quite sure what happened to him, but he's been carried off on a stretcher.
The Sound of Melbourne, 774 3LO.
Kelly has scored a goal for the Sydney Swans. He's come out of the middle. He's kicked his second goal. So belated rally here behind, is it?
Yep.
Okay, I hadn't marked it down on the football record, so Jack, I won't need the white eraser after all. Now the margin is 33 points. St Kilda 17-12. Is it 33? Yes, it is. To Sydney 11-15. We've played 25 minutes in the final quarter.
They're starting to work reasonably hard, aren't they?
They are working hard, and they certainly haven't thrown the towel in. As Frawley put the ball forward, picked up by O'Brien, taken by Shaw. The free kick has been paid a throw, and so it'll be brought back, and the Swans will take the free kick. It'll be on centre wing. Kick will be taken by McMahon of the Swans. Started the game on the interchange bench. Has been a solid player since coming off the bench. McMahon places it towards centre half forward. A long direct kick and a fine mark taken by David Grant of St Kilda just outside the defensive 50-metre zone. A quick hand pass from Grant taken by Anderson, has plenty of time to steady and drives the ball long down the ground. Bowie at the back, Seymour too tall, brought the ball down. Bowie went in after it again, could get a free kick because Seymour came into his back. And do you agree, Simon?
Well, yeah, the umpire was right in front of us, 50-50, I thought, and he elected not to give off the free kicks.
So the bounce about 65, maybe 70 metres out from St Kilda's goal. They lead 114 to 81, 25, almost 26 minutes as Lowe got the tap out, taken by Shaw. The kick bounces forward. Gray out in front of Lockett. A quick hand pass, almost a throw. Gray goes down again. The advantage rule played, and Kapler runs away. Has one bounce, now another as Burke comes towards him. A hand pass over the top to Garlick. Gives it on with another hand pass to McRae. Steadies and from the left foot places it down towards half forward. It's all St Kilda though, and Vidovic takes the easiest of marks. Vidovic, this casual hand pass across to Hollow, who changes direction, goes straight across the ground. Dangerous play. Could have been a free kick against Mooney. Ball play on as through comes Pekin. The hand pass across to Grant, to Harvey. Harvey, a hand pass finds Winmo as the siren sounds, and the full chorus scores. St Kilda 17-12, 114. Sydney Swans 11-15, 81. St Kilda winners by 33 points. Goal kickers for St Kilda: Lockett 9, Winmar 2, O'Brien 3, Bardsley, Keogh and Lowe 1 apiece, whilst for the Swans, Lewis 4, Creswell 3, Dunkley 2, Kelly and Caven 1 apiece.
Final score at Waverley Park before a crowd of 13,454. The Saints home by 33, 17-12, 114 to Sydney, 11-15, 81, and the Umps getting their customary boo as they leave the ground. And the Swans just, they tried their heart out, and Robert Harvey going across to Jason Daniels, and also Stewie Lowe going across, and David Grant to extend their hand to their former teammate. Saints home by 33 points. Out at the Western Oval, Richmond won by 10 goals over Fitzroy, 19-15, 129 to Fitzroy, 10-9, 69. Nicky Winmar goes across and extends his hand to Jason Daniels. David, what's happening at the MCG?
It's a 4-point lead to the Cats, Peter, at the 18-minute mark. It's Geelong 15-7, 97, leading Collingwood 13-15, 93.
Let's go to Phil and get the goal kickers from the Western Oval.
Fitzroy, Roost, Hogg, Armstrong, Baldwin each kicked 2, and Manson and Weldon kicked 1. And for Richmond, Knights kicked 4, Edwards, Brendan Gale kicked 3, and 2 each to Michael Gale, Rogers, Naish, Broderick, and 1 to Richardson.
Get a nice old fade out by Fitzroy after half-time, Phil.
Well, it was as if they'd just run out of petrol. They just stopped dead, and Richmond aren't a bad side, and they kept going, and as a result of the fact that their smaller players got on top, particularly Knights and Daffy, who started off on the bench, came on and had 25 possessions in 3 quarters. As a result of those sorts of players, they were able to give their forward line more opportunities, and as a result of that, they kicked a winning score.
Magpies back in front by 2 points at the 19-minute mark. Brett James has kicked the goal off the ground to give Collingwood a 2-point lead. Collingwood 14-15-99, Geelong 15-7-97.
How far in the quarter, David?
19-minute mark, and up the other end is a mark to Mensch. So Geelong have a chance to go back in front. This is certainly a seesawing game.
We'll get back to you for maybe the last couple of minutes live there at the MCG. So the Tigers by 60 points at the Western Oval, and St Kilda by 33 points here at Waverley. Richmond 19-15, Fitzroy 10-9 at Waverley. St Kilda 17-12. Final scores Sydney 11-15. Phil, we'll go to you. We'll get just 2 or 3 minutes from you. We might pause there, intersperse it with scores from the MCG, so you can pop down to the rooms, because your game finished very early at about 4 Eastern, and our match here at Waverley finished at about 24 minutes past 4.
Mensch's goal for the Cats, Peter, to put the Cats back in front by 4 points at the 20-minute mark. It's Geelong 16-7-103, Collingwood 14-15-99.
Phil.
Okay, as I mentioned before, Fitzroy started off magnificently with 7 goals in the first quarter. Their intensity and their aggression at the ball was something to behold. I hadn't seen Fitzroy play like that for quite some time, and Richmond were caught behind their men. They tackled late, and as a result of that gave away 2 or 3 free kicks that they perhaps shouldn't have, and at quarter time they trailed by 30 points. But then they came out in the second quarter full of positive attitude, and as a